Alright fellas, it's go time. You need to get the job done right now.
You better yet tell a lie yet. I love your energy and your style. Oh no, no. You sweet like a chorus, you wanna rise. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, come now, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break with you, yeah. 'Cause I'm in a party mood. Hey, I keep wine on a bumper too, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break with you. Party mood. Come let me take a jump till the morning. Out on the road, just look how we drinks and girl get done.
You are.
Good night.
Yo, Jimmy was good.
Give us the licks now, people.
Nah, we ain't getting the licks.
Give us the licks now, people.
It's kind of one time. We ain't getting the licks. It's kind of one time.
Give us the licks.
I don't
Good
know
night,
what you're
everybody.
talking about, but I ain't even
We would like to sincerely, which I think is
appropriate. Yes.
appropriate, apologize for the lateness tonight.
Yeah.
We
couldn't find Mr. Ollivierre's house.
Exactly.
Couldn't find the house. Couldn't find the house.
Yes.
But nonetheless, we're here.
We are.
Fireside Chat, Volume 8. We're doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah, we're
Volume
doing
8
good.
is here.
Yeah, man.
So is it.
In this series, it's Volume 8, but
That's
we're
crazy.
here.
That's crazy. That's a
And
crazy,
we're
crazy.
hosting Mr. Ollivierre.
Somebody tell me when they see the poster, right? They say we food in the public because I have too much milk in my face still.
Boy, man, you look too bad, sir.
The picture is young. Somebody said the picture is young. I said, well, everybody knows.
Yes,
still.
somebody said that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, boy.
I did laugh.
Yeah.
I did laugh.
But I said, you know, I didn't give him that one. I didn't give him a nice young boy picture, yeah. Mm. So, welcome.
Thank you.
You get the mics, make sure they start out properly, Jamie. You have to put yours over here. Yeah, because we gotta sort of surprised because we weren't expecting two. We got double. So people tell me to make sure send the link to them so people make sure you get.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So
Testing.
that's fine.
Everybody heard themselves.
All right, yeah. Mr. Ollivierre, you good?
What about the people?
Okay, you use your mic. Make sure.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
It's already.
make sure.
Alright.
You good?
Alright.
You hearing yourself? Right? Nice. We good people. People, make sure. Can you hear us?
Yeah, please let us know.
That you can hear
us clearly.
us very clear, just to make sure. We just want to make sure. Okay, there's a phone call or something. I ain't sure somebody. All right, so let me. So, welcome to the Fireside Chat, and thanks for inviting us to your home.
Well, it's nice that you all are here.
Yeah.
To chat
things about Canon.
Very much so. It is. I don't think we just stick in by the racing only, the boats and stuff like that, because you being a permanent figure on Canon over the years, of course, we have a lot of things to talk about, you know, and it's good. Always a pleasure being in the company of an elderly person, somebody who would know certain roots and upbringings and stuff like that before my time. And it's good to mesh.
I think you would have taken off.
Well, for want of a better word, then I'll say elderly, because I see you as an elder in the society.
Well, if you want to see that.
All right, and we have here Miss Matos. How are you?
Wonderful.
Oh,
Wonderful.
nice. Getting it. You know? So, what are we talking tonight? Because we have plenty of things and all the topics. So
It's open. It's open.
Open for.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let me just share this again with the folks and people. Don't forget to share the links, because we're talking all thing in one. We're talking Canon most of all, right? Mr. Ollivierre, seaman, own the boats, restaurant.
Own the boat or still own?
Well, boy, I ain't sure.
So we ask.
Better like you take it from
We
me.
got ask.
Better have it rest of
We
me.
got ask.
And you know, supermarkets and all these kind of things, you know, and he's a known person as well to within the society. So I have to give him his props. Yeah.
Let's say jacket, right?
Yeah. Right. And then we have Miss Bacchus here. Miss Bacchus, you know, a lot of persons don't know who you are. So just tell the people, you know, who is Miss Bacchus.
A little brief of Miss Bacchus.
Okay, Lauren.
Okay.
I was born in St. Vincent.
Okay.
I lived abroad for a very long time. Okay. A specialty in home.
All right.
I'm back in Canada. Have to return it so I can give my talent back to all people.
Great. Great. And we have the famous Mr. Albert Ollivierre.
Well, I don't think I'm famous. Some people, I think my name started with A. I want to also change it from time. Focus. Every minute Albert. But I also change it. You know, I live up, you know, half of the same thing already. So it's to do.
Right.
So it's nice to be here. Keep chatting about kind of it's good. You can see something about kind of I expect persons to create a view. Don't be afraid. Any question you want to ask me, it's open. I'm prepared to answer any question, especially when coming to the interests of Canon and how can we move forward in doing things to Canon and making on there.
All right, great. So, Jimmy, I'll let you take the forefront in this one. And folks, if you want to call in, you can do that via WhatsApp. The number is 1-784-455-4279. Yeah. So, Jimmy?
Morning, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good night, morning. It's one of them somewhere. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Super happy to have you guys on the show.
Yeah.
Well, as Hansel prefaced earlier, you are in fact one of those pillars around here. You know, you've been involved in quite a bit from way back then, even before my time, when it comes to sailings or regattas or events in general. So, like, what pushed Mr. Albert Ollivierre into that direction of getting involved in this?
Well, I think sailing is a passion for me. You know? When I was about 8, 9, you know, I used to have a get here in this thing. And going on the beach, you get that because it doesn't boat. You have them paddle. So, he and Scabbing, which is Ashford, Baptiste, right? Both of them is to race.
Okay.
And I will go down and when they pull in the boat, I will take the roller and throw in front. So the boat will not fall on the sand.
Okay.
And then when we reach down to the surf, I hold onto the boat and then usually jump in. So from that, I started, liking it. And after 2 or 3 races, about 2 years, I was about 14. And they had a race. And he and Skevin, actually getting an argument. And, well, it's called him Film.
Yes.
I don't think I really need you and go to go show. He called me and his son Philip.
Right.
And you see there that you tell him them father they already are taking him to kids day and reaching out today. And we easily we went down around John Dell to Mario.
Okay.
And we come back up. And the wind was actually southeast, and we come right up. And since Pembroke John Dell, we go at least about 4 or 5 boat lengths from John Dell, and we head north, right? And what he tell me, the wind was moderate, not too heavy. And he tell us, bring us out on the side, And he did, and then when he coming up by Glassy, Yaga and set them way out from Glassy.
Right.
So he said, fellas, we're gonna catch Congo today. So I want to know what you mean. And he come right up in the back of Glassy, right? Because the wind is coming from south, right? So the wind is behind us, right? And since we reach out on Glassy Point, we was right close to the rock. And we just come up and attack, we jump the reef, we go inside, and we went back and then an attack, and we beat them both by 5-6 minutes.
Wow.
And from that,
So basically you're telling me it's a shortcut in the water. like if I want to take a path here and go back at this or back at that. You have path
coming up by Glassy Reef, right? It has some narrow passage.
Right.
So you have to know that.
And he take a chance through that.
Well, he's a senior.
Very passive.
He knows.
First of all, let me hold my own makeup, my grandfather.
He knows them.
First of all, let me hold my own makeup, my grandfather.
Yeah, he
One
was.
of the parents say like, I'm finding this out today.
He was.
I know nothing about him, but
He was good.
yes. So
And from that time,
that was it.
that was it for me.
You were drawn to activities, drawn to
sailing, racing.
And sailing was what, like your biggest passion in all of it?
Yes.
Oh,
Up to now, sailing is
till
still
this
a passion.
day. You just like to be on the water.
Just left to be in the water.
And that moment you shared there, a lot of people have experiences like moments in their life that move them into a direction where they found their passion, or and I feel like that's one of the things that we're kind of lacking to the effect of what was before to be able to impact those who we want from ahead of us. So the next generation, as you know, as a lot of people know actually, you've been doing some work there also, right?
Yeah,
with the younger kids.
I say for the past 15 years.
Right.
I've been into it. I was in it before I have a few kids that actually, went away, come back, and I got slack up a while. Got into a little bit too much for me, not getting that help. Okay, necessarily.
When you say help, you like explain.
Well, persons to come to help. To help the kids.
Devote time, you mean?
Devote time.
Help with like what, training and
so because I alone, it's kind of hard for me. One day I may have to go away. One day I may have to do something.
Right.
And then to have somebody to pick up that slack.
Stuff.
It's one of the things that you kind of want to find that time.
So I'm going to hit you with a hard question now, right? I'm going to hit you something else. So that moment you had with my grandfather, that moment, well, with Yahoo as well and the others, when he basically take a chance on you as a young kid, and he said, well, let me drag Yahoo based on the story, and then that changed a lot for you.
Well, I think, growing up in Ghana,
right? That is the one that really pushed you.
That really, everything you come and see. You leave home, you're going to the beach,
right?
We used to pull down Mr. Neiman, small boat.
Yeah, you think we're gonna
Neiman fire. That's Andrew Fire on fire.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
And he gone out by the Marian Bank and fishing. You might even know that there was a right little society out there, right?
We're on the
Yeah.
the point this.
Yeah.
I know what.
Right.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that's about.
So we used to go there and fishing when you come from school. We go there and fishing. So I all time love boat.
So it's just something about all it. So
Yeah.
my question to you now is that moment that made you push, right? How do you see that working today? Like, what do you think needs to be done to make sure that, okay, what you learned in that way and with that passion, or you could transfer that to the next generation of kids, or
Well,
next generation of adults? Because,
I think I made a very good impact
Mhm.
on a lot of young kids for the past 15 years.
Well, how could you transfer that? Like, make sure. So let me say you teaching me that. Like, how you think what you could do for me, or what can you impart me to say, okay, yeah, boy, I could really. This might be the thing that pushes change. Like how you say that moment you went on the boat and you started to help, and then someone took a chance on you.
Well, Jamie,
who could you pass over that?
I think
how?
you could take over for me if you come on the beach, see how it trains.
So you're saying the same procedure from back then.
Back
Do you
then,
think people need to show more interest then?
show more interest. I think that is one of the things that but younger guys today in the 20s, 25, they don't really show their interest. I mean, sailing almost gone in kind of one.
If I could interject here,
Right.
I remember a couple of years ago. Well, more than the 20 years you spoke about. I could give you the year as well. It was in 1996. I had finished secondary school, and my mom said, we'd go down with Maxwell to Carriacou for regatta. And regatta was held around the time where we have carnival now. And I remember going down there with Maxwell Burke. That was when he had my procedure. And so 4 or 5 of us young men went down, and then we went over to P.T. Martin. But we couldn't take the waiting. So Miss, I think it was Emma Logan, her son, Dwight, had a speedboat, and he gave us a ride over to Carriacou. And when they had the regatta races, I remember Al and Hamlet in the boat to Mr. Nassau King with you.
That's when.
That is when. And you notice the word you use, that is when. And I was about to say, that is when I believe this whole thing with you teaching the kids to sail started.
Well,
because, Jimmy, because I have no idea what happened, right? Because they in the boat and we on the sand looking at the races. And they got to a point where boys like, they no longer in the race. Right? So they're just there. And Mr. King, and Mr. Ollivierre, and the 2 youth men who ain't nothing but sailing.
Right.
And at one point in time, I thought they were going to throw the guys them off the boat. I think that is where your legacy for teaching the youth started.
Well, I should say yes to a certain point, but I all time love racing. I all time love I all time love to get kids, around me. And I think yes, that could be a starting point. Because we have when I used to keep moving, and then I couldn't get any elder person, so I take Hamlet and Al. And when I think my son Al, I think that really a passion for both too.
Okay.
From that.
We don't have to have like that.
So we have about Hamlet, but
but it's always good to see that kind of love for the sea from the Grenadines people, Grenadines children.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep it up. I mean, it's kind of hard work. And I really don't get sponsored to do it. I do it, have my own whatever little resources that myself and Lorna come on board. And we're doing that for ourselves. I take the kids at Martin to get that. We we go to St. Vincent, we go to Beckway, we go to Milo, and I take the kids and they're doing very, very, very good. I think we now come out from Beckway about a week ago. With the Sylvester Simmons Foundation. Then we have a new place.
How was that?
It was excellent. It was excellent. It was very good. So the kids, they had competition from Milan, Simmons, and Beckley, Myro, so, and they really, really, they really improved something because the wind was really, really heavy. The first day was good, which is the Saturday.
Okay.
But the Sunday, man, it was blowing a gale. We had all the boats rigged up on the sand and the wind start. Some of the sea.
And low can be crazy out of nowhere at all.
Even 2 of our sails get ripped. I have to leave them in there today. Yeah, stitch up. And so you see, again, we take finance from myself and London.
Good night, Mr. Arthur. Good night.
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
still is a passion for me.
And I must pick up Myra as well too. I think Myra had the largest contingent this year was told.
No,
didn't? St. Vincent then. Okay.
No, Myro had
the largest contingent.
Yeah, because my bought some young sailors with them just to have the experience,
Just go.
which is wonderful.
Yeah. And I have to big up Myro. I think Myro is moving leaps and bounds ahead of us in Cameroon.
Why is that
in
so?
sailing? A lot of the youths from 6 years go up and say that they're doing well. But I was telling Lorna, she said, why? What is that? I said, listen, I think the problem in Cameroon, the reason why it's dropping, that you don't have much fishermen as sailors in Cameroon anymore. In my room, 95% are the kids' father, a fisherman.
Right. So you cannot transfer from one to the
yes,
next.
from one to the next, easy. So I exactly that.
So you think the parents of the kids actually need to bring them out and get them back into these kind of activities?
Yeah, I think
to help them develop, like an interest
I think
into these kind of outdoor activities, specifically the seaside activities. But would you say that apart from what are the challenges you encounter overall, like with this whole thing, like to keep something like this running? I mean, help gotta come from somewhere. You can't kill yourself and kill your pockets all the time, but like, do you partner with anybody? Does anybody say, well, okay, now here, is there anybody of interest
we don't get any help. Even sorry to say that, even sometimes the kids, you ask the parents for a donation, which we charge a fee for a monthly fee, and we say $20 a month, and
just to go,
I would say
to work in the program.
Yeah, and I'm saying 80% of the kids don't pay.
$20 a month.
Yeah, in St. Vincent is I think it's $200 a month. In Beckwith, $100 a month to pay to belong to save.
So in that kind of way too, you would say the interest lack from kids because the parents don't show the interest also.
Yes,
and they don't invest that kind of time.
Right. Even the kids have been saving
money in this case.
Right? On a weekend. And you don't even see the kids, the parents come down. They look to see how the kids are doing, how they perform. And I think that is one of the major problems that we have in Cameroon.
How do you propose we mend that situation?
Well, I think more persons have to get involved. More persons have to show more interest. And more younger people have to think. Because if you look, and it's not now, since we have regatta, past few years, you realize that you have to pay, guys. I had a boat, and I give it to Myro. I put it because there was no interest. If a guy want to go and race, you have to pay him to go on the boat.
You have to pay him to go on the boat.
Yeah, the difference is that.
So if I pay you to go on the boat and the boat comes first, that money that the boat,
they're still looking for money. I'm telling you, they're still. I'm telling you, if you look, Jimmy and sell you for the past when sitting to have the right? And you realize that the interest is what's not there. Guys come, if they make one race, You touch up the boat, and after you have to look, you have to beg them to go back to do another race.
No, that's really sad.
You know,
because,
I mean, look at this.
No love,
Look
there's
at,
no passion there.
look at what happened for sailing, race, regatta. We had one of the biggest regatta.
From growing up, I remember that.
Growing
From
up in the
from
Grenadines,
Mr.
right?
Mr. Mac Oliver used
You
to
know,
do that.
there's no question about it. You know, we had boats from Pigmatney, Myro, not Union much because Union never really much. And yeah, big queen come down, you know, and we race, you know, and it's been good. You know, it was really, really, you know,
You had Mom and Mom was Mr. Officer Boat.
yeah.
And then you had Sugar Boom.
Sugar Boom.
I remember that one. A couple of them.
Then you had the Seagram, Salo, had
Yeah.
two boats, Minerva, and Minerva and Tessie, I think. Right?
And like you rightly said, these guys use their boats with sail to go fishing.
Yeah,
So that just transformed into
right. And so I think that is one of the major things too. That a lot of the growing up, there was fishermen. So you look at them growing up in the Southeast, and they actually racing going in the Southeast, right?
Mhm.
Going up at Sea Rock, right? Yeah, it was fun for them.
Sealer,
Yeah,
what's it? No,
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
plenty minutes of it.
not really. I mean,
plenty win then. I guess.
that's they want to reach right up. Well, some of them
That's when they
they
should
don't
get
really
like
reach up at Sea Rock, but they go at Sea Rock because they do drift fishing, right? So they like the line and then when they reach a certain way, they ice back up and go. You know,
Oh, okay.
depending on the tide and all. You know what that thing?
I know a little bit. I know not much. I know a little bit. I know you
So
don't
you
understand what
so,
exactly.
so,
what
so,
it is.
you know what I'm saying? Your generation,
We need to take more interest in it.
you already did not take much interest in it.
Right. So now we.
I did to an extent.
No, it's an essential way of life. It's an essential skill effect. But
Yeah, because I mean, I know a few kids from Beckway who started youth sailing
right.
in Sylvester
Mhm.
Sylvester Simmons, right? A lot of them went and captain yachts, even now.
Mhm.
You know, a few of them captain Express.
Mhm.
I know two of them who started youth sailing
Right.
in the Optimist boat, and then they move up, right?
Maybe there is a dwindling passion for it altogether.
Good night and welcome.
Yeah.
But Mr. Oliver, you speak about the different races and the events where the kids would have gone with you to St. Vincent, from Beckway to Carriacou, or even Myro. Now, I realize from after Beryl, the Canavan Sailing Club, they took a hit with the location, and you have to have a regatta or anything of that nature here. Last year, the Ministry of Tourism, they embarked on SVG Sailing Week. They had some races, they had one race in Kano, outside of Kano. I was there for a bit, and I got excited because racing in Kano, and I always loved that. Growing up with my father and some of the guys who used to go and look at the boats racing. You'll go in the point, and we'll go up Gin and Hill and all those places just to get a good view. And this year, I realized, boy, there's a race called Cano Cup.
Mhm.
Yeah, boy,
Something coming.
something coming. And then when I look at the itinerary, no race is taking place here. They have the opening on the 29th in St. Vincent, and I see Cano Cup there. And then there's a race in Myro in the middle of the week.
There's a
And
race
then-
from Canada.
And there's a race from Cano to Beckley. So how does this help in any way
Well,
to
so-
get persons back into
long-
loving this
so
thing?
long and short in that. You know me, I'm very open.
Mhm.
I say as it is.
Yeah.
Like, look at who you is, I would tell you as it is, right? And then I move on from there. This year, I think it should have been better because they started last year. I give them some of my experience, tell them exactly what to do. We should have been going up to St. Vincent, but they say it's SVG utility, right? So all the kids from the Grenadines and mainland St. Vincent should be in St. Vincent for the opening of the utility. Right. It didn't happen, so they felt okay to come to St. Vincent, so we have accommodation and transportation, and they said, okay, they'll get back to us. They is get back to us, but they say they can afford to do that, right? So after they say, okay, we're gonna do some youth sailing in the Grenadines, right? But I find that I really didn't want us to take part of it because I find, the few sailors that we have here, what we're doing, sailing amongst themselves, and Myro sailing amongst themselves, I don't think that really makes any sense, right? So after Myro and our club, we have a very unique thing going. So what I did, I spoke to the coach in Myro. I said, you know what happened? Let's do a youth regatta in Canada and Myro. So Myro will come up and support us, and we go down and support Myro, right? And that make it a little more sense, because I really thought that all the kids should be in St. Vincent for the opening of the youth savings, right? But
because I think admin at times for these organizations figure the money is supposed to be spent on them going here, going there, going everywhere, and eating this lavish, nice meal and staying in big hotels and all these kind of nonsense, and they forget about the purpose in which these things are being done.
Yeah, and I think really it should have been where if we haven't, because it changed somewhere along the line. Now you call it St. Vincent Sailing, right? SBG Sailing, right? So okay, you have the major activities happening in St. Vincent.
Really?
So what about that
with the youth sailing?
Oh, okay.
Right?
But the issue is not that we don't have people. The issue is that we cannot be accommodated because of funding.
Funding, that's what it is.
They can't afford it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So
that was it. Was the main thing. But then train it on us and say, okay, you do your thing, you do your thing. It really don't make any sense. Because I mean, we
so can I
engage
entity to do their own? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Because I feel that Southern Grenadines particularly is being neglected in so many ways when it comes to sailing. I feel that we were neglected. I mean, I discussed with Albert that we should not participate because how is it possible that we're going to do a regatta by ourselves? Didn't make sense.
So what is taking place with the Canoan Cup? What
that's the yacht race, right? They're having a yacht race, the same coincident with Bakery Easter Regatta. Okay. So actually it started from Canoan. Okay, you have the Canoan Cup.
So that's the race that's running back.
That race running from Canoan to okay. And then the other days, racing around Bakery.
Okay, so but that's the only race that is Canoan associated.
The youth sailing race. Yeah. Youth.
Oh. Okay.
I would like to see some changes happen in the future.
Right.
Where if we're going to do some kind of sailing in Cameroon, it should be sailing should be people should be going up to sea, running around like in Betway when we go to the veteran races.
Right.
I mean, we're driving around, following the boats to see where they're going, how they're doing. But we didn't have that. I mean, we haven't had that experience since I came to Cameroon over 6 years now. And so I'm hoping, Jamie, that changes and that we would be included as part of the racing community.
Right.
Because it shouldn't be just Betway and St. Vincent going to have the youth sailing starting off SVD. So we should be part of
who are the main organizers for the SVG
Well, actually, it's Simmons Tourism.
SVG Tourism Association?
Yeah, and Simmons. Simmons.
The other
Sailing
club
Association, Youth Sailing Association.
Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Jamie.
Well, you know, let's finish up with the GAT part of it. I think Jimmy and Hansel, we need to build back Cameron ceiling to get regatta. If you realize that,
we need to.
It's actually dead, you should see. And I hope we may not do anything this year. I hope we could do something because, you know, as I tell you, I love sailing as a passion, right? I think my only 1 or 2 or 3 boats in Canada now. In my time, we had something like 15 boats.
We had a lot of boats. Everybody had a boat.
Right. You know, it's race, and I hope that it will come back so we could come up with our own regatta. I think one of the major problems that we have, we need to change the date.
Yes, I quite agree.
You know,
the date for regatta.
Because pretty much Karaku, Union, Western, Myro, Canon, and Beckley, we share one common goal together with each other, right?
Yeah, that regatta thing.
If you realize when Beckley, when PM pretty much have the race, mostly all the boats now from Myro and Beckley are going to pretty much. One of the things, the purses are bigger.
Yep.
Right? And so they go where the purse attractive.
Naturally.
No, yes, well, because to be honest, to maintain those boats, especially the 28-footer, it takes a lot of money. To build them, it takes a lot of money, right? Most of sailing really is sports, right? Because I go sailing with some family friend of mine from Trinidad. They go to Antigua, St. Lucia, right? There's no money in it. You have to pay the entrance fee. You have to pay when you go into the port. You still have to pay your taxes and everything like that, right? If you come, all they get is a cap, right? I think Monday sponsor that you get, right?
Okay.
You get a cap. If you come first, second, and third, you get a trophy. That's all. They do get no cash prize, right? And but the guys here, when they go racing, they want cash prize. You understand? Right. But again, you give them the benefit of the doubt because it's really
hard to maintain.
It's hard to maintain.
Maybe some of those boats in those places do they have sponsors?
Well, yes, I think one of the things
that is sponsors. That's the difference.
You know, we go to Antigua, you had a better back. I remember you have American Eagle. That was like a big, you know, companies actually sponsored it. And you know, when we end with that, St. Vincent and Grenadines, we should have one of the best regatta in the Caribbean. Okay, you know what? We have the water. St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I always think that Canaan should have the best regatta for Biden because I mean we have that beach from Bachelor's Hall go right up to Granby. And you could basically start a race at any point in the harbor there. I remember even down Glassy sailing club used to have a boxing day.
Yeah,
we have a boxing day race down as well too.
The Christmas meet.
Yeah.
I actually happened that we joined it.
Yeah, I remember that.
It must be fun.
Yeah. But we need to find a way to bring back a Canaan regatta because it's not just about the racing, right? It's also about the economy. Because persons going to come in, an influx of persons coming in, and guess houses, the tax, the restaurants and the boost, as you say, JVD for the economy, going to be boosted. So we need that. We need that there. Hey, Zico, good night. If you wish to call in Zico, you can do so on WhatsApp. The number is 1784-4554-279. All right. if you want to join in the conversation. Welcome again, everyone.
Yes, indeed.
So we need to find a way. Jamie and I have been brainstorming, and we've been speaking about maybe we start off with a gumboot regatta, gumboot club, something. I know, Mr. Ollivierre, you would have had some gumboots, but those, I always call them big boy toys. Anything above $4,000, the person can
Well,
afford.
again, I think this is the problem. In kind of one, we are
So
not.
we start from small and we
are
come up.
not. We are not united, right? And then everybody looking for accolade. That is, I'm seeing it for the past years.
Mhm.
If I'm getting into something
Mhm.
and I don't name Albert doing this and Albert doing that, we don't get into it, right? And I think it's one of the major things that we have to put aside. And let's work for our little island, right? We can do a lot if we come together and we work together. We can do it. I think that's the major thing.
So tell me a bit about the club that you have with the kids, because we need to start from foundation. This is working for now because we have the kids them, so that we start from there and build on their interests.
That's the establishment. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know,
can catch me up.
they say if something is working, you change it.
Right. So
Right?
tell me
What
about
you have to do, you have to build it, right? So I'm inviting persons. We already have the Oceania youth team, right?
So tell us about
Why don't everybody come on board and put everything under one umbrella? We could change the name if we want to, right?
So you're suggesting folks from the community come together.
Yeah.
And basically revamp the sailing experience.
I think we need
the organization. We need an organization to head it.
to head it, yeah. I think that's very
But I think, and this is just me.
I think you're reading my mind. But
As you have it, Oceania, you stick with that, develop the youth, work with that.
right.
And from there, they branch on. Because I see it as you have the, what the both them, I don't want to mix them up.
Optimist.
The optimist, and then from the optimist, you move on, and then you go to the double enders and stuff like that. I think that is what is needed. The reason why I say this is I remember a couple of years ago, I wanted to record the regatta that year, and I asked, could I go to the boat? We go to the boat, and I plead, I begged, and I was told, okay, go. And there were two youths who wanted to go out with the boats as well, and they told him no. And I said, why? I said, in the next couple of years, you're not going out in any boats.
yeah, the youth.
They have an experience with Albert. Let's see what they can do in the bigger boats. And those guys went out and they did well. Casey, I remember Casey and Stiffo.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And those two youths, still, we went to Beckway a year before the last, just before Barrett, right?
Mhm.
And we went up to the youth team,
Right.
okay? And I think we had some problems with the youth sailing. We did sail, but we went over to Friendship, right? And the 28 footers, they lack of sailing,
Yeah.
right? And Alec and a few guys say, can we, get one or two of you guys,
Right.
and go. And it was a pleasure from since that time, especially Alec.
Right.
Whenever we go to Beckway, even when we went to Caribbean last time, he said, tell them guys, the two young guys who was really last
They
time.
did excellent.
They did excellent,
Wow.
and they have a passion for that. Now, I think this is one of the major problems. If I really had money, I would have built a bike, 14-footer, now 16 or 18-footer.
Right.
Because we need to do the transition with the kids now, because some of them is big, too big now for the optimists, but then
Exactly.
where do we put them?
Right.
Right.
We don't have the boats
We
to
don't have
accommodate that
to
next
accommodate,
level of sailing.
So I feel very sad about it, because some of them just go back on the street, not doing anything. Some of them still with us, I have them as coach, right? That I break the boat and should be help the smaller ones now to do it. And it's so good
Do you have a weekly schedule with this? Like if I want to say, okay, then find some kids and bring them down every week, is there a weekly schedule for okay?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Share.
Well, we do weekends with most likely, but when we go in for
Weekends as in Saturday,
Saturday, Sunday, but when we go in for competition, we
right?
kind of split in. There will be food
In the week. Okay.
4 days in the week.
In the week.
Oh, okay.
Because
It's like what Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
yeah,
right?
right. Because knowing these kids and them going to school, we don't really push them in the afternoon. Only when I was going to Beckway, we do Tuesday, Thursday,
plus the weekends.
Plus the weekends.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But I mean, it could happen if we get more volunteers to come out with that. I think we could push in the afternoon.
On average, what's the cost for Dublin?
I had Dublin that. When I built my Dublin about 15 years ago, it cost me $14,000.
$40,000.
That's US currency.
Nice. Right? I tell about
so that's just to build one
boat.
Fully.
To actually build a 20 footer now, it might cost you anything like $40,000-$50,000.
No.
Yeah. But at 20 foot from
14.
No, 14 was a
That's the
14 footer, which is the smaller boat.
That's the smaller.
Talking about 28 footer, which is the biggest size.
Right.
Right? They could cost you
that's $40
to $50,000. The sail alone is about $12,000 or $13,000.
just for the sale.
That's for the sail.
That's half the boat, yeah.
And like in the event, let me see one of these sails get damaged. What's the repair cost like?
Well, again,
Depends on what happens.
depends on how
big
much
that tear is or how much it really is.
is.
So they are costly to build and also costly to maintain.
Yeah, Zico is saying here that that's just the cost to build, but to rig them, that's the money.
Yeah.
But you know,
Because these boats now really high tech. I mean, a few years ago when we had them
the ordinary boat, but
and then fishing
not
boat,
anymore.
not anymore.
I remember the first boat I saw that looked different was Blackberry.
Yeah.
I remember Blackberry came down and I was like, wow.
But they have other boats now. I mean,
Blackberry one with them.
yeah.
And it's so sad when I pass oftentimes down sailing club area and see all the boats there. You know, you may see a boat that's really damaged. It's gonna take maybe $500 depending to get it repaired. And then the next couple of months, if you see boats are so expensive, it hurts even more.
The thing about it, if you have something, you will carry it. If you don't have something, you will carry it. Right? It's true across the board, right? Most of the boats down there I know was club boats, right? Okay. So they have one or two who have owned those boats, right? But not much of them. You know, I think that and that's the reason why I keep over my we built a shed to put the boats in from the rain and the sun.
Alright.
Them guys used to do black hole and pet and hands, and they pull them out in the pasture and they stay there for months. One time I go check my boot, and I put my fingers through with the water and all the bush out and stuff. And I just said, listen, I had enough of that. We went to Carol to race, right? And I told him, and I said, give me $500 and let me buy something.
That's $500.
Just like that. Because I find it wasn't, you know, serving the purpose. Therefore, what sense you bring it here and have it, you know? A few years ago, Reyes and myself,
give it to somebody else
who could use it, right? And they was really making good use of it, right? You know, Reyes and myself, we used to have argument on a Saturday evening, right? Who beating, and then we go, so, okay, 3 kids of it, they want to take out.
I remember that. I remember that.
Put them by saving club, it's a race, right?
Put 3 kids away.
Yeah.
That was the same.
You know, we love that too.
Who
Louis
win?
Risha love that too.
Yeah.
He loves that.
Take up a challenge and
Take
go
up a
race.
challenge.
Who win? Everybody would stay right there and drink the 3 kids of
Well, I don't even see that in like just regular sports. It's like that kind of passion is a different level of passion.
Yeah.
like you ain't even studying the drinks really and truly, and you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you studying the fact that you and your best spot going on the road with Hallerays to see who the best.
And argument
like
will
see
be
the part of
argument and theatre will
development
be.
took place as kids too, because then the more competition there was, like it wasn't a fight. It was more so like,
But
that
that
was
was
for fun.
that
You know,
was
it was for fun and the test each other's option.
but that was the whole thing too with the older guys.
Right,
Like Mr. Emery, Uncle Mo,
right.
Story,
Competition.
all them, you know. They
They
by
take
by name, they shop up and spam shop. And
Yeah.
you sit up as a youth man, sit
Like,
on
move
top
fast and
bridge.
use.
And you went past that boy and bro.
I can't believe in a race.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right. Well, let me stick up in.
All right.
All right. We're going to pay some bills, run some ads, and then we will come back. And when we come back, we will talk about the way forward.
Yeah.
How do we move forward in regards to sailing regatta in Canada? And folks, don't forget, you can always call in 1784-455-4279 to be part of the program. Let's run some ads.
Woman, you better yet tell a lie yet. I love your energy and your style. Oh, no, no. You sweet like a chorus, you wanna rise. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, come now, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break away. Yeah, 'cause I'm in a party mood. Hey, I keep wine on a bumper too, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break away. Yeah, 'cause I'm in a party mood. Come let me take a jump till the morning. Out on the road, just look how we drinks and girl get done.
So what should we done there? If you
So I want to touch back a little bit on the season and then go into the environment. Because we have enough cleanup.
Yeah, we can touch that eventually. Right, so we're back. Folks, don't forget, if you want it, Colts got it.
Hey,
Yeah, check Colts.
should I tell you my story?
What story you got? Yeah, I have a story, brother.
Big up quotes.
Yeah,
You
what's
know what
story?
I like from?
Yeah.
Um,
And Colts going over to St. Lucia for the Jazz. Mr. Oliver, you into jazz?
Yeah, I know what to jazz. I go back to jazz all the time, but I never really have.
You never gone to St. Lucia for the Jazz?
No, I have one or two
Nah,
opportunities
you can
to
go
go
to-
with that 10%.
You can go to
Things
St.
happen,
Lucia. You can go to St. Lucia for the Jazz Compliment Sports Night.
When it dates for jazz?
I'm gonna get all the information soon, right? But all I know for now, Colts sending in St. Lucia for the Jazz. Yeah, that's all I know for now.
Change the scenery, just be nice.
I wonder why.
Change the scenery, just be nice, you know.
Yeah, it does be.
But they still had a jazz in Midland Simmons and one thing.
I'm not
Just
sure. You know.
like we-
I know that we had a music fest, and Mustique as well at the blues fest.
Right.
And I know one time I beat you up and I said, man, Mr. Ollivierre, don't be the mangrove. You could have something down here too.
Well, I used to do when Randy D was alive.
Yeah, I remember.
I used to
Randy.
do Randy D had a Caribbean vibes, Caribbean
Uh-huh.
vibes. And I did it, and then I did a jazz blues with Denzel Bacchus in the band from the one time. And we did that, yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Hey, let me big up yourself. Laurie, yeah, Laurie always tuned in, always in the fireside chat. Saying in the early days of Canon Regatta, the boatmen used to take care of their boats. I don't know what happened after because I leave Canon a long time ago.
So people have more respect for their stuff.
Yes, very much so. So
Um,
it's a nice glass I have here. So CMOS. Mr. Oliver say his CMOS. What's the name of your CMOS on here? Yeah, your CMOS that you do. So you tell me off. Yeah, you normally cultivate it.
Like CMOS punch like you do.
Is the CMOS punch?
Yeah, natural CMOS, but our specialty is CMOS rum punch.
CMOS rum punch. Oh, I don't know. So. Jenny. I like it. It's not sweet.
We ain't enough to share.
It ain't sweet neither.
No, I'm letting everybody know, especially Vala.
Zico. Yeah, and Zico might want some of the things.
Yeah. See Vala and I'm marking out today. We ain't have enough to share.
Oh, chief. Papa.
So we have a little.
We have
Let's see that one.
pure CMOS.
That is our CMOS rum punch.
Pure kind of one CMOS.
Yeah.
CMOS.
Pure canon. What you talking about?
Ready. Hold on. This one again.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have it. This is what 250 ml.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we get a lot of that 7 bakery.
You took up some of that way?
Yeah, we get out of some bakery all the time.
All right, and how much is about?
Well, from $10, $15.
$10, $15.
Wow.
And you grow the CMOS yourself?
Huh?
You grow the CMOS yourself?
Yeah, I have a CMOS farm.
You will see.
Yeah, pretty fast. 5, 6 years. After barrel, I had seeds for about 2 or 3 months, and then we start back.
All right, so they have pure
Can one see more?
pure can one CMOS.
So anybody need CMOS, you could just contact me. I'm doing my number is 593-3364. Any amount of CMOS you want, just call. Right? We do CMOS and pineapple, CMOS and
Passion fruit.
CMOS and salsa. We went to the expo that they have in Sydney a few months back.
Okay.
And it really, especially CMOS and salsa, that was the popular one. That was the one.
All right.
CMOS and cucumber, we mix CMOS and cucumber, natural. Because CMOS is a very
I have some CMOS home. So how you do that? How you do that with CMOS and cucumber?
So, well, the traditional way of making CMOS is to boil it, but we've discovered that
I've never
boiling.
boiled my CMOS. I feel when I boil it, you boil it with nutrients.
Well, that is so true. That is so
I only
true.
boil it when I make it.
So we soak it overnight, and we blend it into a gel, and then we would, whatever we want to make after that, the gel is the base, and then we add whatever we want to add. Whether we want to add passion fruit, cucumber.
So how you do it with the cucumber? You already have the gel.
Mm-hmm.
So how you get the cucumber?
What do you
blend the cucumbers down too?
You put it in. So you have the blend tech. For example, we have a blend tech. And so we put in the CMOS first.
And if you want to blend it, you can go to Courts and get your blender. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
I can tell a nice story about
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, nice. So we can try it. I definitely try that in the morning.
China.
Yeah, I try that in the morning. No, I can try. I have some CMOS home.
Do not tell me. I have to be if I take.
I got CMOS home and I have cucumbers, so I can blend up in the morning.
You have the gel already made?
Yes, please. I've got gel. I got gel. I need my good friend, Mr. Junior Stevens Power, CMOS boss.
Right.
He met me across by the market. Come here.
Right.
I think I do something wrong. Hold that.
Proper
Nice,
things.
nice gel boy. Big up. And then see he behaving through that. He talking, but he talking regatta now. He talking Simmons. Big up yourself, power. Always tune into the Fireside Chat. Yeah, so
Yeah, and you know what? Power is, we must give him his flowers. He taught us how to grow Simmons.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, he did.
So power passing is still.
Yeah, he actually.
So but you have a passing the racing skill too.
Yeah, I am. For the past few years, I'm passing the racing skill. So how many persons are really taking it seriously? The kids are taking it seriously. I mean, we had about 4, 5 of them drop out. So we only had 7.
How many kids do you have? 7?
Now we have 12. We have 12 kids now. And
How many boats do you have?
We have 3 girls. Actually,
3 girls in it.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Who's actually sailing?
Who say?
How many boats do you have?
We only have 4 boats.
4 boats.
Yeah. So I have to do them in batch.
Yeah. Do you have any more boats in Canada that you can try to come in and get that didn't get destroyed by barrel? You have any more boats in Canada and you think we can probably get that haven't been destroyed by barrel?
Well, I'm sailing about 2 of the same boats.
So maybe we can speak to the Commodore.
I spoke to the Commodore when he was actually going to McRae, because we had the amount of kids we had no boats. So I tell him sell, rent, lend, whatever it tells. He tell me, okay, you will give back to me. We didn't focus on
the kids. I think the kids,
they are the future for tomorrow.
Kids are the measuring stick by which we see how we go forward in things.
And they love sailing. I mean, they're excited. They come and they're ready and they want to get involved.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to lose them to the street. You know?
Very much so.
And we have created this way of making sure, even with a little bit of boat, which is for everybody gets to sail on that day.
Yeah, take turns with it.
Yeah, look today, we have 2 starters. There's about a week or 2, right? And it was amazing to see how we seem today. Right?
Yeah, I was looking for home when the wind was dead.
I gave him a starter. He was so much style. All to the boom, and they made about the first lap. It was a little bit thin, and after that, I said 3 laps. They ended up about 4, 5 laps because they just get into it, and they love it, and to see that every lap they make, they get better. It was really, really, really fantastic to be. I tip my hat to those 2 kids. They're really, really, really good.
Who are they?
One for Jerome, Frederick.
Okay, his grandson.
Okay, and one for Anthony Mitchell.
Anthony Mitchell's
grandson.
Oh,
yeah.
Is Zane?
Zane.
Yeah. Zane and Twani.
Yeah. Not Twani.
No, Twani.
Twani is good.
Twani is a boss like that.
Yeah.
His
name is Christian, but we call him Yellow.
Yellow is small.
The short.
Red man. Boy,
you love the water.
Yeah, I remember some juice. Yeah.
I love the energy.
And the nice thing about the kids, being they're sailing together, they have that rapport, that love between them. You see them chatting, and and it makes me feel so good to know that you still could have kids who would come together, right, as one and help one another, show one another things. You hear they chatting and they're laughing and they enjoying themselves. It's really good.
Marilla was asking us, there are no more carpenters in Canada who can build boats.
That's a good question. The last person who built a boat was the sea, I think Hedwig had built 3 boats. One with 2 first was one for Alston and one for Cardinal King. I think the
last person to build a boat was actually Cardinal King. Sustain. That boat Sustain.
Is he that built it or Hedwig?
No, he did it.
Okay, right.
Cardinal King
and so this is what I'm saying. We're losing a lot of our tradition.
And that was really grant.
It's really, it's so sad to see what happened. I mean, look, I think it was last year. We we recognize the Sandy family. They're playing a major role over the years. I know you can, if somebody die, Sandy. If somebody else blow, Sandy. If you know, building boat, building vessels, you know, and who now take over the role?
United Knowledge was their boat.
Yeah, who take over the role?
Jimmy knew that?
Actually doing it. You know, because the same thing again with music.
Yeah.
After, I mean, I love the serenading.
You just said to kidnap the band.
Well, the thing about it, I love it. You know, I love it. You know, I love to keep the tradition up.
Well, yeah,
And it's so good, you know. But then, if the Sandy goes, who else are taking up the tradition?
That's the next thing. Come just like they say it now.
Exactly. You know, and you all young guys, man, you all, to be honest,
Answer.
yeah, tell me, Jimmy. Yeah. That's a good.
No, actually, his man started the whole thing with the.
No, I mean, this is my challenge to you.
So
I need you to pick up both things. I can pick up
the boat, no problem.
I want to play a guitar.
The boats, to start the gumboat thing, easy.
Yeah, but I mean,
And I want to start. You want to see me raise the boat?
I can play the guitar. So you have to
Answer.
But man, I sailed from Lobe back to Bachelor's on Canada.
That was when
And I
want to see
sailed
it when
back
I'm
to
in the
it.
boat. I want to see it when I'm
So don't go down that road with me.
but look,
I will go and get a guitar.
our time, in our time growing up, right? We still build our boat.
Yeah.
Right? We go up in Montreal because you had some big, you know, gum thing, and you roll it down to the bush, and then you pull it, come down. I carry down by Charles Bay, where they walk down, you take a rowing boat and bring the gum down, right? And you sit down there, you leave the gum to dry for a while.
How long will it take to dry?
Well, actually,
This is
about 2 weeks to 3 weeks. You leave the gum like that, right?
And then chop the tree. Like,
Yeah.
Do you go for certain thickness of tree?
Yeah, it depends on how wide you want to go, how long you want to go.
Then you chop a column. I got nice big stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And then after that, when you done shape the boat and bring it down to a thing, you leave it again to dry for some time.
And this is the process for making it gum.
Making the gumbo, right? And after it dry for a certain time, we'll get clean and you know, shape it and sand and make it. It's easy. I mean, gumbo is not hard to do.
So when we ready with the gum together, you going to do.
Well, I mean,
You know, have knowledge. You just tell everybody how to build a gum.
yeah, it's
So
easy.
when we build it, you have to do it too.
It's easy.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, technology.
Don't tell me no one.
No. I will.
Sit, clean up
When-
this a little. And
When you when coming to
you can't say that.
sailing, coming to boats, I will give up anything.
Come train. So that's two persons now that committed it.
Call him.
We have Mr. Albert Ollivierre
Call him.
and Mr. Vernon Ledlow, because Vernon tell me he into it,
And have somebody else.
and Adamas don't tell me he ready. He can't build a boat, but he ready. Right? So that's three persons. And I see Zico here.
Zico saying something.
Zico saying, hold on. Good night, Miss Vera. Good night to you and welcome. So Zico is saying, I must commend Mr. Ollivierre and his wife. They have been out there doing their thing with the kids. One thing I do notice, there are more kids than boats.
Right.
There are two sailing fish sitting down at the club, which is chili and salty dog. I suggest that they reach out to the owners of these and use them and add them to their fleet. The kids are interested, but it is the lack of interest.
Lack of resources.
Sorry, resources. My bad. Sorry.
That's true, it's the lack of resources, but we are reaching out to people and to try to get both. I mean, the bottom line, you know, we're saving some money to get what the kids need.
Right.
But we are just to chime in a little bit on Saturday. We're having a fundraising event.
Right. And this is Oakens.
Yeah, Okeana is having a fundraising event because we need some sales, and of course, we need more votes, right? And more kids are coming. I mean, what was interesting while we were in Sylvester Salon, Simmons, sorry, youth selling. This kid from Canawan found us on the beach where the boys was getting the boats ready for the war. And he was so interested. He said to me, never went in the water before, never went in a boat before, but he was ready to go.
Yep.
You know, so I went and I spoke to his mom, and she said that he's running into his feet. And, you know, but we want to reach out to the younger kids because the younger they get into it. I mean, Myra has some amazing young kids. 8 years old, they have all the news that you could think about, as you say, they're awesome. I would like to see that happening in Canada. That's my big dream.
Laurie Lidlow is saying, when Mac Ollivierre was running Canada Regatta, it was lots of fun and excitement. We as young men enjoyed the fun. Yeah, that's true. I remember that. It's Lisa Vera. She is. She is saying, can a proposal be forwarded to Susgren or any other organization to source a grant to help sustain and continue the sailing tradition, especially for the young sailors? And that is something I think is very important because, as she mentioned, Susgren, the Canawan Sailing Club had gotten a grant to build the same boat that Mr. Cardinal King built. Right, and it was called Sustain. It was a white boat. I remember that. I was a part of the.
And this was by help of.
Yes,
Susgren.
I was a member of Susgren, and one of the persons who put forward the proposal and spoke in the interest of the Canawan Sailing Club getting that boat. But yeah, those are one of the avenues we can look at, because as Mr. Oliver mentioned, these boats are not cheap. You know, and definitely
that's a great idea. Wedding night brand.
Still have to step up a bit, but yeah, I love the CMAS. Speaking about the CMAS, Jimmy, you know, we don't have to check with these things. There's no sugar, just natural oats and everything. Yeah.
All right.
So
yeah, grant writing. I mean, I can write grants, and definitely that's a great idea to write the grant, the Susgren. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's coming from Miss Lisa Vera.
Great.
Yeah, so you guys see how best we could.
Yeah, but we want you to come out on Saturday.
Okay.
We have lots of food and drinks, and come try some of our CMOS drinks.
Sure.
And that's all raising funds.
So tell me about Saturday.
So Saturday, we invited Myro to join us because we didn't think that a regatta is one island alone, just sailing on himself. So Albert decided to invite Myro. But Myro and Caroline have this closely knit relationship. Well, we do a lot of things together in terms of sailing. Mm-hmm. We went down to start Okeana. We went down to Myro and camped out by the beach and went to church the Sunday. And when we started Okeana,
that's when it started in Myro?
Yes, in Myro.
Okay, nice.
And we wanted to bond with Myro because they're small and they have experience that we do not have experience that we share. So they're coming up on Saturday to sail with us. And we are preparing the food for them. We are the host. But at the same time, we are selling food. We have lots of different food on our menu. We have drinks, of course, our local
Where-
famous.
Where will you be hosting the event?
It's going to be right outside of the ferry terminal,
Okay.
and we can set our tents up over there. We're going to have music. It's for everyone. Children must come out.
This
We
is just
have-
across go in front of Sea Grapes area there.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
area, right?
right in front of
Oh.
next to Sea Grapes. And
All
we
right.
are using actually part of the ferry terminal too. Right? We
Okay.
have in Murray coming for that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the domino match as
yeah,
well
that's
too.
it.
So it's a
Yeah.
bragging rights kind of day.
Yeah.
So you may lose in the sea, but win on the land and kind of thing. Yeah.
So we're asking everybody to come out, and support it because it actually is to help the youths. And we looking to buy a boat because it's really heart-rending to see the kids, 16, 18, we still have them, we still, ask them to come along with us. We still ask them to be part of it because we're really, really trying our best to get a 14-footer, 18-footer. So we could get those kids transfer into that. So
Yeah.
we say, let's use the opportunity trying to raise funds.
Also,
And you said it's a buy one, right?
Well, to buy one. Yeah. But if we are going to build, we're going to build it because I already asked Anna Hazel and Beckley who have perseverance and all of it. This guy, what's his name? 5 Mil brother, the other one.
I can't remember his name, but let me talk about
Abid.
yeah.
I already asked him to help us whatever way. They already give us a material cost. Material cost and labor cost and everything. So we really trying to put forward
some stuff like this and speak to the necessary persons.
Because it will definitely help to bring back sailing more and bring back regatta more in Cameroon. Because those youths, they want bragging rights. So they're going to try to race against one another and bring back the whole thing back to Cameroon.
Jamie, and because of the entire thing with the sailing week, which is basically governed under the Ministry of Tourism, of which you are a member of the board, pushing this to you. See if we can probably speak to whoever in authority, probably get funding to do this and to get back our Canon regatta. Because in my mind right now, I'm thinking 3 different regattas for Canon. You have the Gumboat Regatta that we planning to start or organize, hopefully to get it for independence, right? You have the Junior Regatta, because we see that pop up and it's like, yeah, we got excited for it, but at the same time, we felt bad, both of us, we felt bad that this is not something that is part of, because everything else is getting promoted except that, through the whole thing with the sailing week, right? So, big up the persons, you and Miss Bacchus, for deciding, you know what, let's do this for our kids. So big up you all for that. And then now the main thing is Canon Regatta.
Well, the we call it the tourism. The tourism, they are part of helping us with a little fund.
Okay.
Funds
For Saturday.
For Saturday.
All right. Nice.
We give a few things, but we are still grateful for it to go forward with it. So.
And the community is supporting us.
Yeah.
They're giving us donations, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah. And we are asking persons, we don't really want finance for it. If you could, but still, drinks, water, whatever that you could contribute. We welcome it.
Okay.
That because no sense you give me $50 and still have to come buy a piece of chicken. So let me buy a piece of chicken and make something.
True.
If you want to make a cake, then you can bring it and you can slice it and sell it by the slice. We want to get that whole community thing back together. We help one another. It's very, very important that we do that. Jimmy, I'm gonna throw back something to you. And you realize that you're part of the tourism thing. I mean, what are you have to say about the whole thing? Because I was very blunt with a lot of things that are happening. For instance, you're hosting Can-One Sailing Week, sailing.
That's what you said.
No, Can-One competition.
Can-One Cup.
From here to Beckley, Can-One Cup.
Right.
But what are the people from Can-One who's benefiting from what is happening? Because it's starting from Can-One, and I think it's very important that what going into the community, you know, I thought it would have been. Right. I hope the ABNB gets something, and you know, all the people get something. Right.
So, saying on to that, not too much, because I can't say too much about it. This is a very much most recent appointment. We will have officially this week. We'll have our first board meeting, and from there, you know, whatever conversations ensue that, you know, surround things like these, of course, will be included accordingly. And
so for future reference.
For future reference, right? So yeah, everything is yet to be fleshed out. This sailing is something that, as you both know, well, all of you, all of us know here, has been in motion before now. So this is, as you mentioned, the second iteration, and after such, we'll have conversations, of course, and then when we understand more, we will say more.
Well, you don't forget, you know, sailing week start this weekend.
It does. It does.
And if you telling me that the board not going to meet this and that, you need
More time.
Don't worry about that.
For you.
That's me.
Right.
That's me.
Okay,
those plans are fleshed out.
Okay.
That has been there. That's why I said this is a second iteration. So this is plan already in place from prior. I can't see
because it wasn't there before. So.
Okay, exactly. So there are plans that we all have been familiar with from prior.
But let's get Canon at the back, man. It's really
we should. We deserve to have it back again. And I always say to like, we can just fight for something to say we get it back, but we try to fight for it so we can sustain.
And
the mindset should be if we go and say, yeah, let me revive this and or let me do this.
Again,
I would want it to be consistent.
Again, regatta don't have to be on holiday.
No, we understand this.
Friday, Saturday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I think, and for me, I look at it a Thursday. You start you start with the we call it the fishing competition the Thursday.
Right.
Well,
I used to enjoy it.
And you see the fishing thing now, and then the Friday now you have a fish fest.
Exactly.
The nice cultural something and a fish fest. And the Saturday you have a race, the Sunday you have 2 races, and they close it and you're good. Everybody good to go.
Well, actually, Saturday you push it 2 races.
Yeah, you push 2 races.
Sunday I have 1 because you know you're wrapping up.
Okay.
Go back and see.
Yeah. I mean, and even have domino competitions as they used to have people and stuff like that.
19, when I actually organized I call it the Grenadines Cup.
Okay.
Right? We had 2 or 3 vessels from Europe who had come up. We have those boats on Beckway. We have one from Myron. Okay. Because I see it where you don't have to have 1 race for the year. Right? You could have 1 or 2 other races for the year. As we say, a few years ago, we started Christmas.
Yes, and independence.
Right? And we started the independence. But everything just, just fall apart. We all, like the young guys, man, we all need to come on board and do something. Too much talk.
Carnival takes up a lot with me. Don't get it twisted. But I've always given advice to the sailing club with a lot of things.
Something that kind of you want.
Mm-hmm.
You have Crab Novo, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
What do Crab Novo do after Carnival?
After Carnival?
Before Carnival.
We've sponsored kids with school.
Right.
We've given out hampers and different things to the elderly.
Correct.
There's a student at the moment, Sign Jack. We've sponsored him this year. We decided, no what, let's change it up a bit. Use him as a pilot student, assist him with school. He is the captain of the football team. We make sure that he's good there. He is one of the top athletes going to be taking part at the inter-school primary. Right? That's just one part of it.
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking.
Right?
Much.
And persons sometimes you just see the logo for Club Nuevo with the four thing up at the top. The four of them. Education. We've always been involved in school. When there's graduations, we make sure we donate whatever we can. There's a student who comes first in the CP exam. We give them money to help them start off a school. The other one that we look at is culture. Culture is carnival, right? The next one I mentioned tourism, and the other tourism.
But again, go back to the carnival.
Right?
They say
On
culture,
all of that.
culture is carnival.
So education, tourism.
I can't see it for the past so much years you've all been putting doing carnival, right? You're supposed to have the kids involved, building their own masks, their own costume, and get them, because that's part of culture. That is part you have to get them into.
We've tried that before.
And what happened?
Persons don't want to.
Well, you have to try it. Again,
persons don't want to.
Get the school involved. Get the school to be part of it. Because you have as you say, you all in Club Nuevo now. But how do you transfer it after for the kids to be involved, to get involved in it, you know? So, you know, you have to look at some creative way. How can I get the kids involved?
Just today, I was cleaning one of my rooms in my house, and I found some photos. Jimmy, when you come by me, I'll show you them. But Auntie Joy had a band with the kids kind of and is Coco's bag and those kind of things.
Yeah, I remember those times. I remember in my brother time back, and
that's what she used. And I saw my little brother
and all those guys. They got one friend that died. You know? They used to bring a sailor band, and they used to where is it? You know them flower bag, right? You see they bleach them, they wash them, and they make you know. Just a few years ago, when we were at the house, I found a soul that Mark had built, right? Wood lights and things that he did, and that's over 30-something years ago.
Okay.
So you know you have to get to move forward in kind of one. You have to get the kids involved.
Very much so.
If you don't get the kids involved, you lose everything.
Very much
so. This is what I'm saying. Channel the school, right, with the mask, right, and get the kids involved. Like they could bring their own costume, you know.
Even Pan,
we
had Pan and Pan gone. We need to get that back. The Pan now is used as a shelter. Why?
Well, again, I don't want to go into
that's something again. Come back with CIC. What's going on
if
there?
you can share anything at all, you don't have to share anything.
Well,
I mean, you can share anything at all.
A few years ago, this organization SIP, right? Had bring out a program to give grants to do things in the community, right?
Right.
And as president of the Canada Island Council today, we had to two thing, which is the secondary school and PAN.
Okay.
Right? So we write up our proposal and put in for the secondary school, which we was thinking about getting the primary school and put an L with 2-story, right? So it was from Farm 1 to Farm 3. We do a proposal saying to SIP, they approved it, right? So we did a plan and everything. At the time, it was costing I think $450,000 to do, just to build the building, right? Then we went into the city of teachers, and so Pisco. We were to Pisco, and they said, listen, we're going to give you teachers, we have to house them and feed them, right?
Okay.
So that was part of it. And then I never really head in with a delegation to go to government at the time, right? And we went to Sardino, right? As one of the developers here, and carried proposals to them and the costs, and he said, okay, go and tell the donor You have $300,000 to go, right? But it wasn't private, it was a government thing. And we went to government and we carried around the bushes. And then a few years after, which is the leader of the opposition now, say, hey, who's there? He come to the school and say, we're going to build the school. Right? And it never happened. And I told him plain and straight at the time, don't forget today's who's there. So we go, you're pulling the people of Canon again. We should have secondary school here over 10 or 15 years ago. Because it really hurt my heart to know that we still give scholarship for those kids, right? To go into secondary school, right? And every year when we're giving them scholarship, and you look at the kids, you know, at the age of 11, 12, 13, I said, listen, secondary school is important because the kids are leaving the parents' home at the time when they really need that guidance.
Yeah.
Right? And then they go to St. Vincent, you see a few of them get pregnant, they come back home. Some of the guys, you know, get into drugs and all. And it's tears sometimes come up to my eye when I see that the kids taking the boat to go up to St. Vincent. So that really, you know, even part of that, you don't know how you club in Cameroon anymore. Because, hey, the kids, when they go to St. Vincent, they come back, it's completely changed with them because of different culture. Right? So that really threw us back 15 years of losing so many kids, young kids from Cameroon, who could actually stay here and actually do so much for their life.
Sure, because as you say, the age group between 11, 12 plus up until 18, 19.
Yeah.
At one point, you look walking in Canawan maybe 6 years ago, and you would not see any person in Canawan around that age. And if you see somebody in Canawan around that age, maybe they get out of school or some sort of thing. But we have a secondary school now, and the secondary school is doing pretty well. I mean, they're also taking part in the inter-school sports.
Well, I think they're doing very good in
you know, and of course, I spoke with Mr. Marshall, and he told me we have a number of students in the finals. I spoke with Mr. Ollivierre, the principal, this morning, and he is excited. I mean, Ollivierre is excited for academics. I tell you, he's excited. He said, boy, and I think he mentioned Ori to me. And he said, boy, Ori started a chance to get 3 goals in him. Yeah, so, and Ori has been running exceptionally well. Ori had stopped running, but he continued. I saw him this year when the primary school, Ori is Marley's son. When the primary school had sports, they had an invitational, and a group of them from the secondary school, I see them hand gear up. I see Ori. So, oh, you going to run? So yeah, I'm Vinci doing it. I say, Ori, don't mess with me. I say, don't mess with me. And those young men from the school, they beat the big men them in a 4x1 invitational.
Yeah, I think that is Austin that anchored the race. That was one of Austin coming in.
And Austin is in St. Vincent in the finals again too. There's a number of them.
I didn't know you could have run that good. Big up Austin and them other young fellas. Trust me.
Probably son and grandkids. We get left behind. Right? I'm honest with it. And people need to speak up more about it. Right? We need to come together as one unit, especially our young guys. And you all have to push a lot more to what we want in Cameroon and what we want to see happen in Cameroon. You know, we just can't lay back and say, lift our hands and say, and it's that we have to push it. Very important.
And Mr. Ollivierre, you mentioned Southern Grenadines. We in the Southern Grenadines been left out. I remember in the 80s, way before Jamie time, I used to go down to Union Island to run for the Canawan government school. And I think I don't even know if it had a name. I don't know if it had a Southern Grenadines name or whatever. But it is safe to say that back then, the Southern Grenadines would have started inter-school sports before even St. Vincent started theirs. and this ran up until in the 90s. I'm not sure when it died. But Easter weekend coming the 5th of April, there will be a Southern Grenadines relay classic taking place in the island.
That's good.
None of the kids are excited going. A number of the parents and supporters for both schools
That's a
going to
step.
be. And I think it is very much so a step in the right direction. So big up the United Easterval committee for spearheading that.
Yeah, that's a next meeting too.
Yeah, and they're even
I always say it next year.
and there even talks about organizing to go to Grenada for the Whitsuntide games that usually take place. I'm not sure if it'll happen this year, but next year.
When I was teaching 2 years back, the primary school actually went down to Union Island.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and you know that. And I mean, it was Union back. With Canada did it back. So
yeah,
it was a very, very it was fun. It was fun. It was just fun to see. Not just camaraderie, but just people all together, just there supporting.
Getting these people of this sport.
Well, I think,
and we support we own.
I think that is the right.
So I love what that was.
I think that's the right step in the direction to bring the Grenadines back.
Right.
Sports couldn't do it.
Yeah, sports definitely. Sports definitely did it in the past.
Because a few years ago, it was Canawan, Myro, and Union.
Even Beckway when they had the
netball
and the basketball.
Right. We go down to Union, play cricket in our time.
Right.
Union would come up to Canawan, and we had a very good relationship.
Yeah.
Very, very excellent relationship. So it's good to see that it's actually coming back, because sports could really unite people together.
Sports
Definitely.
Sports like similar to the sailing issue. Sports definitely needs to come in. Sailing is sport too, so sports on a whole need to.
I think that also that something needs to be done about sports too. I mean, even Ireland is doing so well, and we are doing excellent.
Right.
But they don't give us the time. When the children get on the boat and they get to St. Vincent, then they have to get on the field.
I remember that year some years ago.
So,
because I was sick.
I mean, they have to do some accommodation for us coming out of the Southern Grenadines in particular. Our kids are fantastic. As I sit down there and watch them with their lives, writing them and so on. You watch them on the field, it's just amazing. Now, we don't have the perfect field, but they go up there and they compete and do well.
Yeah,
Because our field is smaller than the one in St. Vincent. So I think that there's some things that we have to talk about, that we need change. We need the kids to come up, have a rest day, and then, yeah.
I think that's a very good suggestion. It gives everybody a more equal chance.
So guys, we've been along in the sports thing, which is good. We're talking about the environment of Canada.
Okay.
What you all think?
I think I just missed a call from Zico. So Zico, if you can call back, please, or if you wish, I can probably call you. All right, so let me see if I reach it. Hey, good night, Zico. How you doing? You hear it? How you doing?
Good night, Mr. Yao. How you doing? Yao Leto?
You have plenty names. Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, I'm hearing you. But what you need to do is turn down what you're listening from in the background. Because I hear an echo. Very much, yeah, I'm hearing it. Everybody hears it, right?
Yes. Welcome.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on, Zika, come on.
So yeah,
You're still young, man. You're pretty younger than me. But thank you very much for sharing that.
Mm.
that's a great idea, Zico.
I think we actually change.
It's about to happen though. It's about to happen. The problem, one of the problems that we have here in Cameroon is not having teachers to teach these courses. And so it would be great if those of us who have those qualifications could join in and say, I would do it, you know, to volunteer.
Zico, lay you. Yeah, I'm gonna lay you. True.
Absolutely. I think we need also a community center. I mean, if we can access the school after school, I think accessing the school is possible.
Yep. Yeah. But Zico, as you mentioned, electrical, I must big up OG. His thing, I can't remember the name of it. Medium electrical, and last year he was very instrumental with getting the kids involved in that, training them and stuff like that.
Big up, OG.
You know, so big up OG. And I spoke to him earlier in this month to ask him if he'll be doing it again, and he told me yes. You know, so you could get yeah, well, the small one too young for that, but you know, your daughter and your son, if they want to be involved in that, get them to come down and learn a skill. You know, you may find something in your house. You ever learn to, well, yeah,
So
exactly.
Medium electrical need to do adult class and a kid class later this summer then. So the adults can learn this something.
Maybe not necessarily needing to I think alone.
Right. We can have other parties.
Other
Other parties could be involved.
On these things.
Yes.
Right. I was just about to say.
Yeah. But yeah.
Plumbing. So
Yeah.
the tradesmen of Canavan can come together and we can establish a relationship, no? And then perhaps.
And that's the same thing we were saying, Jamie,
Yes.
about with the gumboat.
We have also refrigeration. You have HD freezers.
Right. Malcolm and these guys.
For quite a few years. Well, you know, I think we need to tap into the resources. I mean, don't rip everything up, kind of want to take it somewhere else. You know, they need to put back something else. You know, I'm very, very blunt and stunt with things, you know. But again, as I say, we need to come together as a community, and we need to rally around and get things done, you know. It's very important that we do that, you know. Very, very important. We need to come together. I think that's one of the, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Some skill set, teach a few classes here and there.
You know,
Yeah, there's a lot.
You know, I think I like this segment, just so not to put you off, but just to be I think a lot of things can be solved with a conversation, or at least the start of it. You know, the getting to that conclusion, the solution to the problem, rather. We should have a conversation. We know these people, it's not people we don't know. We are talking about what's we know. We don't volunteer. But he's the big volunteer right now.
But Jamie, if I could say this too, right? Every year you would see the primary school having what you call it, career day. Right? Kids dress up in whichever field that they're interested in. But when they go back to the school after they finish on the street, when they go back to the school, is there somebody representing any particular field at the school speaking to the students about it? You're going to see some kids dress up construction, but do they have somebody who is a contractor speaking to them about this, showing them the different tools? Somebody go with a hammer or whatever the case is. Some just like a police officer. Do you have police officers going and speak to them?
So that could be an integration that could take place.
Absolutely.
The skill, for those who dress up, you can have all the professions at the school that time. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure these are things
because I know from time to time students come down to the neck.
Give me a answer. You know, I go ahead.
Right. Go ahead, so. Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
That's saying. That's Miss Vesta granddaughter.
Okay. Right. Mm-hmm.
She's not a part of it this year, though.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So you still feel like you did the same boat? We're being left out. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well,
I
think the whole thing, Zico, that we need to rumble and tumble a little more. We need to make our voices heard. It's supposed to be Simmons and the Grenadines, and whatever discussion happening around major activities for Simmons and the Grenadines, you should have 1 or 2 persons from each island supposed to be part of that, making decision and coming up with ideas, what do you think, and then they put everything together. But it don't happen like that, you know, and it's so sad, and it needs to change. We have to make more nice concerning that. I mean, in every organization, every place I go, for the past years, I am telling you plain and straight. I say it publicly and I go say it plain. These Southern Grenadiers, especially, all of them get left behind. A lot of things we don't know what is happening. We only hear after the fact that things happen, you know, and it needs to change. Go ahead.
And only us can make a difference. We really have to advocate for ourselves, because since no one else is advocating for us, we have to stand up and speak out. We don't need a committee or an organization to speak up for us. We can speak out. We the people
Right.
of the Southern Grenadines can make a difference. And so therefore we have to organize among ourselves here in Canada and talk about those issues that are affecting us.
Right.
Because we already don't get any spill off from having these.
I think one of the issue is we always quiet. It's almost as if we know we can get, so it ain't matter we, and we accept it like that, and we just go our merry way, doing our things and doing what makes us feel comfortable. So we can do our own thing. Uh-huh.
Well, those are the big businesses, and we have to speak out about that.
And you know,
Big businesses cannot be the only ones to make money.
but you know the saddest thing, but it brings joy to my heart saying it. Canada One have some of the best Airbnbs in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right.
That is the reality. The quality is high.
The quality is very high.
Yes. You could feel good in an Airbnb. It has a feel good vibe.
Yeah.
You know, you walk in, you have a feel good vibe where you go. It doesn't matter who.
If you want to take in a nice sunset and a sunrise, it early still at Zico, we could come and have a late night fireside chat over there.
You know, Zico.
Yeah, most definitely.
Something special.
I think we have to organize.
It's a very nice
We
view.
have to organize.
But Zico, something that always come to mind, and I told Jamie this, as we're having now him being part of the board for the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Association. He is that, right? But something I think is important is that we need to form a tourism bureau in Canada, tourism board. And we also need the Airbnbs to be working together. So when you speak collectively. You don't was a one man. Nobody respect you as a one man, but we have to go collectively. That is what is important.
I think Hansel hit the nail on its head. I think our major problem, being in organization for the past 20-something years, we are not working together. We all think greed take over a lot of us. You know, we only look for ourselves. And this is why Canon is like this. I'm honest with you. I'm very open, and I say it plain and straight as it is. We need to work together. You know, as my mother used to say, one hand do clap, and she takes your two hands and she make nice with them. She say, you see, right? We can't do things by ourselves. We have to work as a unit. And when you work as a unit, people are going to hear you. You know, it's very important that we do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, because we have over over 10, almost 50 different Airbnbs in Canada, almost 50, which would run us up to almost 100 rooms. Close to
And now we
there.
have this big event, and none of the Airbnb got any business out of it.
So
All is going to one place.
that is why again, we go back to Carnival. So it's still off with tourism.
Well, tourism, I mean, I often say traveling around the Caribbean, St. Vincent, I wouldn't say sorry to say that, we should be top in the tourism sector for what we have to offer.
Very much so.
We should be really in top. We are playing no catch up, you know, and it's sad to see that. Look at what we have. We have the mountains, we have the sea, we have, you know, everything, right? You gotta go back to agriculture. Any country who don't feed themselves, don't tell me you're independent. You have to be able to feed yourself to be independent. And when we look at what symbols we have, our agriculture has been chopped dramatically. You know, we need to bring that back. When you go in the Airbnb, you're supposed to get fish broth and some green banana. We're supposed to get a breadfruit salad. We're supposed to use what we grow.
That is why Zico has his bicycle thing outside there. And I know you're a big time chef and you always have your fish.
No, I have a greenhouse there that we grow a lot of things for ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I mean, one was an agricultural place that we used to grow almost everything.
What happened?
What happened to all young people?
I don't blame the young people. No, it's not the young people. It's not the young people. It's not the young people.
It's what?
Young people.
You folks.
What is the?
Hold on, Zico, hold on. Zico, no.
I want to hear why.
Listen to this,
I
Zico.
want to hear what the reason to say.
Zico, this is what
why we
happened,
don't
right?
plant no more and why we used to plant so much back.
Zico, this is what happened, right?
See if I can get this thing right. I want to see. I want Albert and Hansel tell me that is what I want.
No.
Working at the hotel?
Let me hear what Hansel.
Hold on.
This is what happens, Zico, right?
Mm.
I mean, I'm way older than you and Jamie, but I'm still young, right? What happened is that when development came to Canon 1, they killed out all the animals. They killed out all the animals.
When I said they killed, explain that.
The animals that were in the wild up in the north, killed them out. The persons who used to go and plant up there too, stop. Down in Friendship, go down the area there,
Right.
that done with this. Buildings and all kind of thing. Over in the front where the warehouses, from up by the Pascal area come right down, to be planting stuff. That done.
Development.
And the next thing they start to do again, right? They start to build all house. So they start to build in the salt pan. So we have no salt. Canada one used to send salt outside, export almost. All right,
I'm glad you raised that.
That is what happened.
I'm a person who advocate of Cameroon and our environment. You know, yesterday before, we're going to do a beach cleanup, and I walk from the gas station right up to the wall, right?
And the beach cleanup is
on Tuesday.
On
Tuesday, Zico, don't forget, get your friends, get your family. I mean, Canon belongs to us, and we have to try to do something for ourselves to keep Canon clean, keep our beaches clean. We have one of the longest beaches in Simmons Green. Somebody can be back quick, but not Canon one.
That beach there, right? Stretch out there,
and we have to do something with it. You know, people might vex with me. The removal of sand have deteriorated the beach a lot. I walk there and even see some big holes. Like
I don't know
if it's excavator, I don't know if it's Baku, I don't what did they go to sand with. But it is heartrending to see what is happening to our beaches.
What destroyed the sand is that temporary permanent wharf we have there.
Yeah, because
that is what destroyed that entire area. Yeah. So the sand now can't get to move. So people feel, yeah, but if that sand does come,
Yeah, because if you look about Andrew, right? This south of Andrew, you see the sand building up there, right? Because the sand, when the sand reach there, as you say with the stone wall, it can't flow.
It can't move.
Right? And the sand need to move with the current up and down. Right?
Every boat in front of that wall fixed.
But what I'm saying, we need to plant more almond trees and grape trees back on the beach, because when you have the heavy surf,
But do you notice that those trees don't bear like they used to?
Yeah.
You know, the ones that we have don't bear like
Yeah,
cut down everything
that
from
the
so
roots
sweetness gone.
that will hold back the sand
they
from
used to
washing
have.
away. And
It's a cross pollinate.
look at the mangrove.
Because we used to have really nice grapes.
I have raised years ago. We supposed to maintain the mangrove. The only place when dry season. The mangrove, yeah. I mean, I come up with certain suggestions that
I was
we should have had the mangrove
when I
and
spoke
we
about
have
it.
a boardwalk right around the mangrove. And we're gonna have fish, turtles, birds, everything in it. Make it like a sanctuary.
If it's us there.
Yeah. Well, it's gone so far now, but I don't know, because everybody's filling the mangrove. And I think government should take a step, acquire
I
back
agree with you.
all those lands,
I agree with you.
dig them back out, and plant mangrove around. That mangrove is
It's
It's almost a stop away.
it's part of
It is.
when all the silt come down, it stay inside of the mangrove there. We used to dig a little trench down with the mangrove, where you have the restaurant, the mangrove.
Yeah, I
We
remember
used to
that.
dig out a little thing, then all the water run through it. When ground sea,
Used to
mullet,
go inside there
and
bake
lobster, and everything is to come in there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so sad. I mean, when I look at it now, it's really, especially the hurricane pass now, a lot of some of the mangrove trees that blow down. And I think that this is things that people of Canada should read. Because anytime you fill that mangrove up,
Remember that flood in December?
the whole area in the flood, they would flood out. You see what happened? I think it's
Flood in
December,
December, year before.
right? A year before, when we had that heavy rain, you see all by digital, by NASA, going up
Grand
by
Bay, by the bank.
the bank, everything flood out, because you know why?
One
Where
area
it
higher
want to
than
go.
the other, the road is flat.
Right? So it's important that the only place I travel and see that mangrove is destroyed is in Canada. Nowhere else.
All the mangroves.
All the mangrove that I
Even the
place that
mangroves
I
that are
go
not.
is
Gone.
protected. Why? Go ahead, Zico.
Yeah, we're hearing it, we're hearing it.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but government could acquire the land.
The government could acquire land.
The
man.
government could acquire the land because it's very important. Yeah. Yeah, and lobster, small lobster in the mangrove,
The last person to catch a fish in there was Yahoo.
you know.
Yeah, man.
And it's the only greenest place in Canada when it's dry season. Right? 90%, 85% of our mangrove and 90% of our mangrove in Canada gone.
Yeah, even before Barrel,
Yep.
you know, one of my argument is why are we having coal pits in our mangrove? Secondly, I wanted the students of the high school and the elementary school, I wanted to write a fund, a grant, so that we could re-establish this mangrove the way it's supposed to be. And Albert stopped me and says, hold on, the mangrove is not public property.
Part of it,
And,
part of it.
yeah, and I was shocked to find that out because mangrove is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. It needs to be part of our curriculum.
Pulling it, I mean, I remember.
Pulling it up,
is-
it's killing ourselves.
It is.
Man tell me I jealous of.
That's the point I was going to. In fact, 11, 12. And this is actually something that's in our science books at school. Preservation,
Preservation.
And honestly, so like I surprised, not I shouldn't say surprised. I mean, I saw the downward trend then, and then as the years go, I was like, okay, it's not filling up. Then you see new establishments. not knocking anybody and their business. Respect to you, you gotta eat, right? But there, as I would say, anywhere else you go in the world, that's something that is taken care of and looked after, because what they teach you in school is that it's a natural part of the system. It's its own ecosystem. That's why all the birds from there still have crabs in there and things. So that in and of itself translates to better provision on the island itself. Like, it sustains your environment, but you don't see how all those creatures give you some benefit in your environment.
Absolutely.
And you're realizing, okay, if I don't give the birds a proper habitat, what will happen to me and something else?
They all
Do you see
mosquito,
there's those
just
call them
don't
wild ducks? Do you see them in South
tell them
anymore?
out.
Very rarely.
Garland, the white
You
bird.
don't see the
You
white
don't
ones.
see them anymore.
They have some little black ones that has come on the result of the pond. Yeah.
It's sad to
Of
see.
course.
I'm honest with you. It's very sad to see the way our Cameroon is going. I am very, very, very unhappy of the way our city. I speak out several times, but how many persons are speaking out? And we need to put our foot down and say enough is enough. We need to.
So what can we
change
do?
the way.
What's the way forward? Because this is really, every time I drive down there in the areas, I just get so sad.
I spoke about it last year, and I was called a hater. I was called a bad mind, and the guy messaged me and not to selling it. I don't know if he thought I would have advertised it, because for me, I don't think anybody should build anything.
No, I mean,
Absolutely not.
I do the restaurant a few years ago. I'm calling Mangrove, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's right down to the inn.
Uh-huh.
And the mangrove tree was remained there. Even along the beaches,
Yeah, there's mango.
those mango, I never touched the mango. All I pull out there was the mango.
And even that with the ceiling club, right? When I saw them taking out the mango trees from in front of the building itself, I said to them, "This is very dangerous."
But I told them that too.
You
I
haven't
said,
planted back anything, but you take out these.
I said before you take out those
shade.
trees, you need to plant in trees first before you remove those trees, because the root of the trees, right, is what keep the sand from washing. I mean, when I had the mangrove, I planted an almond tree there, right, and that is about 5-6 years ago.
We have a comment here from Mr. Junior Stevens. He says, "But we allow the mangrove in Kanash to destroy Albert. Where were you? Those mangroves were more of importance to the island."
Junior can't say that. Junior know I was very a person who speak out on anything destroying our community, right? I think Junior is a little bit typical on that, because I I tell you, I say it as it is, There's a lot of things here
But there was a nice
we
fishing
don't.
thing.
Yeah, but there was a breeding ground. I know that as a youth. Fish, conchs, lobster, shark. There was a breeding ground for that.
A lot of the areas in Canada are being destroyed where that is concerned.
Down to the look. They're talking about putting the walk down by the Sino. Right? I state that plain and straight. If they're going to put it, I gotta take my boat. And right where they dredge everything, I'm gonna put it, they gotta dredge up the boat, because that area down there again, it is a breeding ground for lobster, fish, conchs, you name it. It is a breeding ground. I know that as
even with the extension of the airport and to build Glassy Bay there, a lot of mangroves got destroyed, a lot of fish got killed. Everything went. I mean, yes, there's a cost for development, but how much should that cost?
Should be cost for the people? And the question is, I think the people of Cameroon should be richer now for what they lost and what they give up to actually put the type of development that happened. What are the benefits that the people of Cameroon here is getting more than a few people get jobs? What are the benefits?
And we have to look long term in terms of what are we leaving for our children, our grandchildren. They're gonna come and see no mangrove and thinking that's normal. It is not normal.
There are a lot of things that they're no longer going to see.
The mangrove The other day when they had that big washing, I call it, the storm. I was so amazed by how far the water was coming from the sea into the mangrove. So the mangrove plays a very important role, particularly for all of us. But what about the people that live in the flat? You know, it's important that we pay attention to those things. I think that education, you know, as an educator, I will always bring this out, that somehow it needs to be reinforced in our education system. Particularly, we are islanders, small islanders. We need to talk about what are some of the things that are important to us and why. I think the reason why that people don't pay much attention is because they don't know. The lack of knowledge is the problem. And so we have to figure out, how are we going to educate our community about the importance of this mangrove, this last mangrove in our community that we have access to, because everything else belongs to other people. You know, investors invest, we can't go and tell them what to do. But we can tell ourselves what we can do to maintain our environment and to sustain it. Yeah. And we want our children, our grandchildren. Exactly.
We didn't have a voice, Zico. We didn't have a voice then. We didn't have a voice then.
Yes, look into the future.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Not crazy. What is recurring here? What I notice every time. Anytime we have an issue in the island, it's usually stemming from the fact that we're not together.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Check every issue we've ever talked about here. Every single one of them. It leads back to us not being, or at least striving to. Anytime we have an issue, we'll be going good enough. We've done a lot of great things.
Yeah.
And we will continue to do great things. But there can be so much more consistency. There can be so much more consistency if we were doing it together and had that mindset to continue to do it together. Not just jump up one day and say we're going to do it today, and then we give up on each other next week or the week after. Like, it's going to be rough times too. Like, getting anything done, any kind of change you're looking for.
Will be challenging.
You can have challenges. But guess what? If you run out every time, then challenges reach, or if you feel like, oh, it's too much for you, then you're missing where you started to begin. That wasn't why you started. You started to because you saw a change and you wanted to change. So if you really want to change, then you have to stick it out.
And we have to include the children.
Yes.
The children is key.
Yeah, because
Children, if you tell them, as an educator, my experience with young children is amazing. Once you educate them, they would advocate for themselves and us. They would stop things that is about to happen. They would source help. And that's what we need to do. We need to push from bottom. We can't worry about those of us who are older and have our own opinions about what's not important, what's important. We have to think about what's important is a factual. What do we know about the mangrove and how does it impact our lives on a day-to-day basis might be the question that we have to answer. And there's different ways of doing it. We bring it to the street.
that's it.
There is I can say there is none. There is none. The only mangrove that we have here is what in the building, right? There's a little piece down at the Sino, and they fill it up bit by bit. It's 99% of it is gone. So the only mangrove that we have right now is in the village.
Because even with the glassy down there, the airport used to be.
Where? Nenbe? Nenbe, where's Nenbe?
Somebody airport.
Oh, by the head of the airport there. Well, they're not Nenbe one.
No, he was counting that as the third one.
Oh.
He mentioned the one in the village.
And which one? The one in the village, the one in the Alicum, by the head of the airport.
That's gonna be
You
one of
call
those.
you call the alley come.
Crab.
You
Yeah.
call the alley come if you don't.
You don't know what it-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And where the other one, this third one is? No, the
You
one
said
in the
the front,
village.
the front one over in Nenby and Alicon.
Then be where the casino.
Yeah, he says that the part of it
That
That-
you
that gone.
is 99% of that is gone.
not gone. I remember them
You only have
coming.
a few trees. Yeah. As you go over the casino gate, you only have a few trees, mango trees in that
Yeah,
little
the entire
tree.
landscape of Canada
Green
Street.
Yeah, but-
All is gone.
and it's surviving that.
Um,
Whatever. So
Mangrove.
Because
No.
in a way, because a couple years ago, before Barrel,
I also remember trash then way less than trash now.
yeah. But listen to this, right? Listen to this. A couple years ago, I think it was before Barrel.
Mm.
I was going down by Maxwell, and I looked over to my right, and I saw salt.
Mm. Or on the sand area.
Remember you
Yes,
and I met
yes,
to
that
start
was
there.
the day.
And Frederick
That was it.
came from Manchester,
Mhm.
and we met Salt, and then
Correct.
Frederick.
When-
It was
That was
right on
before.
it.
That was
And
before.
this is not-
Nah, that come in through the seawater that came in there.
No.
Yeah.
It was actually like a pond.
It was-
because water went buried.
No, it
No,
was
it's not Barrel.
before Barrel.
This is
Before
years
Barrel.
before
Before
Barrel.
Oh, yeah,
Barrel.
you saw something.
Exactly, that's what I said. So it still has some substance.
There was
It still has some substance.
Yeah,
three
exactly.
places we used to get salt.
It was
there,
spraying a little bit. And then you saw
where
salt
the
there.
airport is,
Mhm.
and down at Rock Hole. You had a big thing down there. I think the most salt is come from there and Rock Hole and up where the airport is.
I told
They used to
persons
get the
that
most salt. We used to get more salt than Union and my road.
I told persons that.
Yeah.
I told
Yeah,
persons
I
that.
would like to see that.
So this is the same thing I'm saying. The amount that we give up.
And Juno
Right.
said there's still peace at Maho.
Mm.
Piece of mangrove in Maho.
Yeah, there's a piece of wind.
But let's hope that it
Go
will
down,
go
go down.
So how do we advocate for
You know?
our mango?
Yeah, a few years ago that, the mango was something that was sustainable, right? The most salt we used to get, as I repeat, is in Cameroon because we actually had 3 salt pans to be salt, right? And I'm saying again, we give up all of this because we could have actually transferred into a proper salt pan. I went to this place down Curacao, Bonnier. Not Bonnier, no, Bonnier, Aruba, and Curacao, Bonnier. And I actually went to show, and I went to see the salt pan, they're making the salt and everything like that. And I mean, when you look on a distance, all you see is a big mountain of salt, right? Because they create this swamp and they export salt, right? So this is what I'm saying. We give up a lot, but what are we getting back from it? Even the mangrove at the Tino, when you look at the amount of oil, it's going into that thing. Just the moment you look at crab here.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of oil.
I mean,
All oil going
up,
into the swamp,
up,
into the mangrove.
up in the resort. I remember a couple of years ago, I wanted some crab for carnival. Right? I wanted some crab for carnival, and Kyron decided, well, he getting Kyron. So myself, Kyron, and Omar Samuel went up to the resort. And across from the golf course, a nice mangrove areas inside
Yeah,
there.
piece of mangrove.
Nice piece of mangrove areas inside. And I told persons crab actually climb trees.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you ever seen that?
I never seen it.
Jamie, tell me you never
This is what we'll have
seen it.
last.
No.
Crab climbing the
The
trees.
most crab I ever see is up on the golf
The
course.
Gulf Coast area have some nice big crabs. And the mangrove up there is wonderful. You know, I'm hoping that they do not venture into that area to destroy it.
Because they actually, a lot of this went up there with the year to back and the cigar zone, right?
Mhm.
They actually start filling in the man go really see Gaza, but I know they stop now.
Need to stop that.
You know, I don't know if it's still
That's
continuing, but I
something.
saw that.
And Jamie, this is where now we the people of Ghana, me being the voice, you being the ear and the messenger. With tourism is concerned, right? Because tourism is part of it. Because I've hit the Ministry of Tourism to deal with whatever these people are doing. And we have to hit the Ministry of Education to educate the kids and to educate the general populace. Right? So, remember you said you wanted notes at 1 million. So we have these things to deal with, right, Zico?
Well, let's stop, talk, and let's do some action.
Yeah.
The past years, talk. Let's do some action.
No, but Mr. Ollivierre, as I always tell you, dialogue need to happen.
Yeah.
Dialogue
But how long? How long we continue to dialogue?
No, listen,
Things are just
but it's something that's happened, right? I keep since last month. I pointing to what she.
How long you doing for this?
Fireside Chat started in September, I think it was. Last year, September.
When I came back.
Yeah, it was September last year.
Right.
I did 2 Fireside Chats prior to that. I did one with Hazeland Sandy, where she wanted to introduce her academy, music academy. And then Balance. I had one with Zico and Casita and Val.
That was like
the Saraka light up thing. But then after trying to get a prime grant, didn't get it. And I said, boy, they say can't go so. I purchased this, and then an idea hit me. And when the idea hit me, I called Jamie. I said, Jamie, this is what I want to do. And I want to have you as a host with me. Jamie turned me down. I said, now, I don't want to be no host. I said, no, Jamie, the host the thing with me. He said, no, I'm going to be a co-host, because this is your brainchild. That is why you would always see host and co-host.
But the reason why I asked that,
but
since you're doing this, because I follow it sometimes, and you hear a lot of persons in the diaspora.
Yeah.
Actually, what difference you find that any changes happening in Cameroon, anything doing in Cameroon, a persons in the diaspora, in Simmons and the Grange doing anything. I know only one organization I know that doing certain things for Cameroon.
Cameroon Adventurers.
They call it?
Yeah. That's it.
Right, yeah, are doing things
they've been doing things in Cameroon.
But I feel, and this is what I'm saying, we talk, for me, but I'm not seeing any action. And I love action.
But this is the problem that we've been having in Cameroon. We've known to be a silent people, but now we are talking.
Good.
Now we have this. This is the forum that we're using.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah. I was there with you. Milking. Yeah, I remember that conversation. Yeah, because the conversation that we were having, you and I was having it with him. Because remember when I asked him about it, Zico, not to cut you off, Zico, but remember when I asked him about it, he told me that it's an easy 1 to 3. Remember that?
But Zico, again, you all gonna have to go back to come forward, right? We have to rewind and then move forward again. And as in our whole conversation here tonight, it goes back again. One thing that we have to say: the people of Canada need to unite. About 15 or 10 years ago, I come up where we should have the same tourism bureau, right? And as president of Canada Island Council, we actually advocate that, right? I set up a meeting at the time at CBA, and I invite everybody, a luncheon meeting, because I say, where food day people go come. I'm straightforward with it. And we have one of the biggest gatherings, and we decide to form a tourism bureau, right? But 99.5% of the person who was, they picked the tourism bureau at the same time, and 99.5% of the people who actually they picked the tourism bureau, none of them was business people. None was business people. And come to my mother, Daniel asked me Jennifer with flock. Because you know why? If I don't have a business, why are you going to tourism thing for? If I have a business, I mean Airbnb, a restaurant.
So you're saying to me, I should have no interest in the tourism bureau?
Yeah, but you won't share. I'm honest with you, you won't share that much, and you won't put that much emphasis into it.
I feel as if you are disrespecting me.
And that disrespect
yes,
it's reality. It's reality.
Something that I have been advocating for years. You telling me that I would not have vested interest in it?
No, because I saw it happen.
Mr. Ollivierre.
Before. I think you was on the same boat.
No, don't ever try to do me that.
Don't
ever try to do me that, man. Don't try to do me that.
All right. No, but we're honest.
I am one of the persons, right? I'm one of the persons. And I have been using Canawan Islanders to promote Canawan in a tourism way.
That's your business.
You understand me?
But it's your business.
That is what I've been doing.
But it's your business. Because that is a business. That's the way you're doing it.
But you're telling me about people who have Airbnb would have vested interest and I won't.
No.
I have.
You doing this most of it because it's a business. You make money from it.
I hardly ever make money from this, Mr.
However, you make money.
It's a passion.
All right.
It is a passion.
All right. So
because I love my island.
Here's what. I think. Let me say something with that.
Hold on, Zico saying something after you. Go ahead, Zico.
He asking you what's your take on his position.
And your position? In what position? You shared? No, but listen. And so I advocate that this guy, what's his name? From Port Authority. Say the man name.
Brung?
Not Brung.
Not Brung. Bishan John,
right?
In 2017.
Yeah. When that coffee shop come up.
I wrote a proposal.
Right? I go to Bishan John about it. You see that they're going to give it to an organization. They can't give it to a private person. I go to Hansel. I go to Nikki Sandy. I go to somebody else and tell them, listen, this is what Bishan said. Right? You all need to write in a proposal to get that shot. And nothing happened.
No, Mr. Ollivierre. in 2017,
Finish it.
in 2017, right?
Yeah.
When the marina was being opened, Mr. Ollivierre, the then representative for the Southern Grenadines in the opposition, he introduced me to the Prime Minister. He said, Hansel, you guys still want to do the Tourism Bureau where we have little token? I said, yes. He took me there. He introduced me to the PM, told the PM who I am, what I wanted to do with Club Nuevo. It was not personal something, Club Nuevo. The PM then introduced me to Bishop John. He was the person in charge of the Port Authority, right? I met with Mr. Lesroy Noel. Lesroy at that time was the one in charge of the tourism board in Union Island. All my excitement, I went and I spoke to Lesroy, and we drafted up a proposal. Sent it to Lesroy, and Lesroy sent it back to me. Perfect. Sent it to St. Vincent. I emailed it, and I also dropped it off in person. When I asked him for Bishop, he's not in, he's in a meeting, he's on vacation, he's on day off, all the different excuses. Hold on again. I was in Union Island for Easterval one time, and I met Mr. Edwin Snag. Mr. Edwin Snag was the person in charge of port. No, in charge of port, right? He was the director in charge of port. I spoke to him, he said to me, you can't talk to me about that. He said, but I was the one in charge of it. I said, you're talking to the right person. He said, no, he's not the man for that.
But who put you on?
He put me onto nobody.
Listen, you see,
That's how these people. That's what these people do.
we have to advocate.
So
for
don't
what
say
we
that
want,
we ain't trying.
and what we need to do, get on our butt and actually go out and fight for what we want. And I want to say fight, I mean take up guns,
Last year.
and ammunition.
Last year,
We need our voice to speak out, get together. Look, and the children of the school make high school, secondary school come to Canada when they placard by the admin building, right?
a lot of us would have been instrumental in getting
Right?
that.
So we need to stop it, and we need to get up on our butt, and because that place you're talking about, Zico, I 100% agree with you. That's supposed to be the tourism.
Yeah. I
There's no
remember
if and buts about it.
last year.
So when people come in, they could get information of what happened in Canada. Is very important. We need to stop talk and do more action.
And Mr. Ollivierre,
That is the last thing I have to say.
Mr. Ollivierre, last year there was a guest on island who wanted to use the washroom at the same area, right? No, I think that is equal even, right? In the same area. And the person, when they were told you have to be a paying guest.
Well, we sit back and we know it. But listen,
And I went and I used my platform
no.
and I spoke about
I
it.
could defend that.
I spoke about it.
You know, I could defend and start to say it open. We're going to have the youth scene in Canada, right? And I heard about the place and I realized, hey, come on, we're going to do it. And I went there.
And I spoke to the
I
lady.
spoke to the lady, and she said, no problem.
Okay.
You could come and you could do X, Y, Z, just look at the tables for her, blah, blah, blah. Right? Because, hey, come on, Canada belongs to us.
Exactly.
I'm not going to. And, you know, what showed that people will come in here and want to tell me and treat me as any second-class citizen? No. I born and grow here. Canada belong to us. But we sit down, and to me, like, if you cut me, blood. If you cut a white person, it's blood. Right? All of we are the same.
Yeah.
And I am not, and I will never, ever bend down and stoop down to anybody. As long as I'm right, I'm going to tell you
Straight up.
Straight up as it is. Right? What we need to do, we need to speak. I went to her nicely, blah, 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 this is what we're going to do. For the youth of Canada, blah, 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 blah. He said, no problem, no problem. You know,
My question, right?
what time, whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an addition. I have an inquiry. Who does that plot of land belong?
It's government.
It's a government plot of land.
Yeah.
Government.
When I
Is it that the whole front of that?
Which part of land?
Where
referring to the entire ferry terminal.
where the
That is-
ferry terminal
ferry
is, where the
terminal
terminal building is.
That block of land only.
Because the lady says she rented from Port Authority.
But you know, the sad thing is, Mr. Olivier, I remember after I would have sent him the proposal, and then Captain Phil got the place, Mr. Terry Dino met me, and he said, Hansel, you think you're gonna get it next like how Captain Phil get it? I said, Terry, I'm from here. So this island is mine. I'm from here. Sometimes we disregard our own for whatever reason.
Well, this is the problem again. As Jimmy said, we've been here whole night for the past hour or two, talking, and everything go back is, we all been fighting against one another for whatever reason. Right? If we could unite together, I mean, everybody wouldn't get, if you have 1,000 people, you would have a
The
opposition who would disagree.
Yeah.
But if the majority of the people would come together, talk with one another and say, hey, what is best for our country? What is best for our island? What can we do to develop our island? So I'm appealing to all the Airbnb. We're going to clean up Bashta Hall. From Bashta Hall, go right up to the wharf. And I expect you all to come out. That is part of tourism. This is part of your business. Because when persons come to your Airbnb, the restaurant, the whatever it is,
Change it out to our.
Yeah, because you have an Airbnb too.
Change it out to our business.
Because this part of over here is part of the Airbnb.
Well,
What's the name of your business? Your Airbnb business?
Tropical Villa.
Tropical Villa. So we're inside Tropical Villa right now.
right? So,
Right.
I this is the reason why I say if Canada go up, I go up. If Canada go down, I go down.
Yeah.
And I ultimately believe that we have to do more. We have to advocate more for ourselves. We need to do that. Very important.
It's when you say when Canada go up or Canada go down, it just take me back to a time when I used to be going to school in St. Vincent and persons with people actually call me Canada. I used to feel it.
Canada keys grab it.
No, Canada. They used to call me Canada.
This guy was your time.
Canada keys grab is 010. They elevate from that, they move from there. Yeah, it's
Good. Canada is good.
Canada is what I was called. When I went to school in Beck, they used to call me Kapai. So I can't remember say Kapai.
Why even now in
They
Beck?
call me Kapai in
Beck,
Beck.
where people say,
You
I'm
go on
going
the
down the
keys.
keys.
Yeah, they call them.
And I all time get offended for that. I
I
feel that
explain to them.
Where are you from? You're part of the Grenadiers.
Yes,
So
they
you're part
don't
of the
know.
keys too.
They don't know. But Myro is part of the keys. Myro is part of the
Part of the
Little
keys. Yeah, the boundary.
Right.
Because this is my run to the keys. I
So,
understand that.
Mr. Olivier, it was nice chatting with you. And of course, Ms. Bacchus. Yeah. Seamus was great.
Thank you both for your time.
You're welcome.
The future is with us.
Yeah.
We have to pass it some way, somehow. I remember Danika's daughter one time, she met me, and I think it was last year. I was by the admin building. No. It's Independence time. And I got there late when they were doing something. And she said, Ansel, you ain't going live. So I said, nah, people don't close it up. She said, nah, I can go live for you. So I said, okay, I'm live at the camera. And she interviewed persons. And I looked at it and I said, you know what, this is something that I always wanted to do. But this child approached me to do it. And she has done it oftentimes, and she always calls herself my little apprentice. I say this to say, we have to look beyond just right here and look forward, far beyond, to see what we could do to help our island.
Yes.
But I agree with you. You know how I get back into sailing, because to be honest, I get really kind of downhearted.
Yeah.
Being not to just forget it, right? And Casey, that's Samantha.
I will say that's something he would miss when he goes there.
One for Valerie, and about 4 of them.
It was Casey, the one for Valerie, the one for Hyson. No,
Yeah.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Gosh.
John?
Dejan
Dijon
always in the go to.
and Steppo,
When
right?
you can't find them, Samantha tell Casey you have to study today. Samantha on the beach and she went, that's not Casey out there.
And you know,
Casey
and
in the water.
every time they meet me down the road, we saw when we're going to see Saturday, why don't we tell them that to throw them out? Right?
No, we can't look at that.
And a few months, maybe 2 months back, and I sit down in the living room, right? And I hear somebody says, oh, so I look in the camera. I see about 40.
Saturday reach.
Eh?
The man in Chesel.
Saturday.
The doctor door open. What happened now? What time we going? I said just now. Right? And they actually break my heart to get back to it, because I realized that they have a passion for it. Because if they wasn't interested, they would not find me home.
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
Right? And you know, that is what I see, you know. And I'm
I
gonna give it up.
always commend you for that.
I'm not gonna
You
give
know?
it up. Okay,
You
so
gotta
come
see
with the
how-
invocation, Chris. Go to Africa. You ask me, when you going to sail? We get a big boat to go and sail.
Yeah.
I said, but we
So
have a
you
big
are,
boat.
you are do, but what about Galaxy?
Boy, that's another story. Julian, if you're listening, sell us Galaxy now. I asked him.
Julian?
Julian.
Oh, Julian.
Sell us Galaxy. Sell me half train it. Do something in it.
Because all these boats just they're rocking away.
No, you know, and it's
All
sad
these
to
boats
see that
rocking away.
all the boats are rocking.
You have Shark again for
Yeah.
BB. I know many else have gone through.
Yeah, like 90% of the
You
boats
know, a
going.
lot of the boats them
Yeah.
gone, and we have to find
So
a
that's what I'm
way
saying.
to.
If we don't get the kids and them interested and get them involved, sailing will just go from
So, Mr. Olivier, you continue with your youth club. Is there a way to certify? Because I know you have them young fellows now who graduate. You could call it graduates out of the small boat, because you can't fit in them anymore. You almost graduate. To find a way for them to be certified in this, because I know Jamie has a nephew,
we do have a
Vincent.
no. We are part of Simmons Sailing Association,
Okay.
right? And we are certified, right? Coaches, I go to Simmons every now and then for training.
But do you take any of
Right.
the young ones with
Yeah,
you?
this boy, what is his name? For Valerie, Kaya Francisco. I mean, I get him several times to go. You know,
Francisco, yes, sir?
It's just that he just fall away. But Francisco and Kyle, those are two. When I started at first, Kyle was actually my part of the coach. They knows a lot about the sea. Right? They are very, very, very smart when coming to that. You know?
Yeah, from two sides.
Yeah, so
we gotta find a way to
Steppo is my young coach now.
Yes, Steppo is very talented.
When I go, I just sit down and he read. I send him out in the rescue boat and he direct, you know, what to do, what not to do, and tell him what to do, what to do. So it's important.
So continue with that. The cleanup is on
Tuesday.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be here. Jamie, you gonna be here?
I actually have a
The same evening.
Yeah, I'm trying to be up.
Well, I know a lot of people
Wednesday
is actually
transfer
going.
How is it relevant?
I understand the first period would be down. So I'm going up and see.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, I know a lot of people who's off island, but we want to do it because one of the reasons why I want to do it too, because we have that city meet and we have that activity started in Canada, right? So a lot of yachties maybe in Canada for that. So let's clean up our beaches. Let's make people feel that we have, you know.
Is it possible, Mr. Olivier? I mean, you're part of the sailing club, similar to sailing club. Is it possible you can probably ask them to donate 2 of those same boats for you? Have you tried that already?
What should I say on that?
Tell me how it is.
You see the thing about it, man, this is what I'm saying. We in the Grenadines, we actually been ignored on a lot of things. You know, because they get container boats about a year, and you have to, and we didn't get one of it.
And you still part of that organization?
Well, to a certain extent.
Anyway,
Yes, sir.
Jimmy,
Sir.
you know what you have to do.
That have nothing to do with Jimmy and tourism. That's similar.
No.
Similar.
If tourism,
we say anything, start with a conversation.
if tourism is part of or feeding the SVG sailing meat, then they're responsible as well. Right? Just like how if we're doing carnival, I got it with CDC, they're responsible for certain things. And I think we need to hold people and let them respond accordingly. Right?
Accountability is on us.
Yes.
Very, very
Accountability is
important. Saturday, hopefully, I will be back in Canada, and I'll be there supporting in whichever way possible with the regatta that we are having. And I'm sure Jamie will be at the point in time, but I mean, only we're going to show up somehow anyway. And it is starting. What time the regatta is starting? About 10 o'clock it's starting. And how many yachts you having?
We really
We're not having any. But for
No,
the children are not coming.
yeah,
They're
they're coming,
but
but
they're coming late.
we're coming late, so we may or may not,
Okay.
right? But
So,
the
and
kids
having
are
them kids from my room
yeah,
gonna be up.
yeah, on Saturday morning.
And then you see you going back down to my room. When you going back down to my room? The following Tuesday. Okay.
And then it's looking very bad.
Alright. And hopefully, between us, myself and Jamie having the conversation, even if I have to use Canada Islanders to get this whole gumbo thing started, I plan on doing that because that's something I think is very, very important. We need to start from the grassroots. That for me is grassroots. I remember that, and then we build
Again,
up.
don't forget that anything
and we come up with the
anything that
kids.
you're doing, you have to have a good leader.
Yeah.
Right? Very important. If you don't have a good leader,
Yeah.
you're going
Very
right?
much.
So we could talk, but we need to get a strong leader who could push them.
Also,
I
you
know
know,
that
in
much.
the gumbo thing, you know, I was asking about who made gumbo previously, and I know there's some elderly people. We want to get the elderly people and to pass on their skills, and so we need to find out who they were, who they are, that actually know the skill of building gumbos, and that could sit with us. I mean, they don't have to do the work; we'll do the work, but we need the guide, right?
I know baby builds gumboots. Cian, which is currently builds gumboots. Neville is a good gumboot builder too. Mr. Ollivierre, I'm not sure if he could handle the tools anymore, but even if you need somebody to supervise and make sure you do it right, he could do that.
That's what I say.
Right? Mr. Vaughan and Ledloy spoke with him yesterday, and he indicated that yes, once you're going to do that, he want to be a part of it as well.
But
too.
you know, it's rampant in Beckley, you know.
So we can
Kids
start
have
from
been-
there. Even the crazy craft, those who can be involved in it, the little ones could help mommy and daddy help them make a crazy craft when we come and we do the thing and we organize. So hopefully we get that on board. So we're gonna have we got boat regatta. We're gonna have the youth sailing thing with you. And by all of that now, we're meshing the bigger boats, the yachts and everything because I know you know people. I have my people I know. You know people. And we'll come together and have a Canon One regatta with all the different entities involved. That is what I'm looking forward to.
2019, I tried. It was
And Eli makes gumbo
it
as well.
was successful, and COVID hit.
Yeah, I remember when you did it down when you honored
So that's what I'm
Mr.
saying.
Ollivierre,
Yeah, just
when you had that regatta.
right, just
And
that-
I told people this, you don't need a house to have a regatta.
No,
You could pitch
I
tents.
tend to do it.
Back in the days,
But
Mr.
we
Macaulay
really
didn't have a house.
needed a base. It's very important.
Yeah.
We need a base.
And so we have to request a location for the space.
That's very important. We need a base. Because, I mean, if everybody have both one pull-up day, one pull-up day, one pull-up day, it don't make
So
sense.
the land we're saving, that's no longer available to, let's say, if we get the resources to do it, we cannot reconstruct anything there to the house.
Well, I don't really don't
We
know.
don't know because it's privately
That's private land.
Wow.
I mean, but
So we have to find
we
some way
have a lot of
actually
areas in Canton.
to build a swimming club. A kind of one swimming club. Not an Albert swimming club, not a King swimming club. A kind of one swimming club
for the island.
for the island.
Because I remember when people used to come in for that and the amount of persons and
So you must have a
boat
base that you can set things
and
up.
everything.
Right? Have your meetings, have your functions, have your, your different things. Like you perform.
And we're planning on having every third weekend, we're going to do serious fundraising because we really need boats.
Yeah.
And we need new sales for the boats that we have presently.
But let's back us, touch base with Suswan Inc. in Ireland. Hopefully they can assist you. And invest SVG. Try them in over.
Thanks for that information.
Let's see if this will out.
So thanks again. Zico at 10 o'clock. You didn't
Thanks for
speak now?
having us.
What are we doing?
Why?
Jimmy, what time are you working?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. tomorrow. So you can pass by Jimmy and by Zico and just try Hennessy, because we didn't get the Hennessy yesterday, Mr. Ollivierre. So the bottle the bottle in two. And we have a rum punch. Seamoss. No, you didn't carry it home.
You want to take some Timosa?
You want Seamoss?
I'm talking about the
Yeah, you can walk.
Yeah,
It's yours.
that's yours. That's yours. That's your sample.
That work.
That would work.
We'll be having some of that.
Yeah, we can drink a little Hennessy and get coconut water.
Yeah.
And coconut water. Zico se pass through. Our
Anyhow,
next
guys,
and this is something that we actually want to do. Jamie and I have spoken about it. Be able to go by different persons,
The business,
to different business places,
Yeah, but
and
it's
do
happening.
fireside chat.
Yeah, it's
Speak
good.
about the business.
Yeah, yeah.
Speak about the things that the different businesses that they
essentially give everybody the
Well, at least you're in my Airbnb.
yeah, exactly.
And I want to
Because I didn't know you did rum punch.
promote it, knowing that I'm using.
Yeah,
Maybe
man, come on.
this is a free idea, you know.
Yeah.
That, anybody want to come to? Well, we on the
We're listed on Airbnb, so you can
Airbnb.
look us up.
look
We
it
are.
up.
And Jamie actually, I'm not sure if he's charging for it. I know he did it for Ocean Lovers. It's actually an app, right?
The QR
The
code.
QR code is what it's supposed to
Scan
send
it,
that
takes the person
straight to the.
to your
So we have
Yeah,
to,
that's it.
we're working on helping to ease the stress
Because
of
we
persons.
Just have it by the bar.
we have one of the best at our Airbnb. We have one of the best location, one of the best site, one of the best view.
Yes, man.
When you're here, heaven is right here.
You never.
You're looking at everything. So
Right.
Southern Grenadines, you're looking at everything.
I like that about our Airbnb.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
And
quiet,
if it's at night, you could even
single
watch
one.
the moon and stars.
Because he could see you outside looking at the moon. I know the moon gone. Don't bite no.
In the night, you hear the birds,
Yeah.
you know, whispering during the course of the morning.
Okay.
You know, no, we have 2 falls. We
Mm.
have about 12. So you hear the falls and they're making noise. You know? So you're part. You feel that you don't. You're
Yeah, you're part of nature.
You're part of nature.
So you have the Airbnb.
Yeah.
You have the Seamoss that
Yeah.
you do from scratch.
Well, I have my boat. I should be back. You know.
The boat should be back
So
soon.
that we do day tours. So that's part of the package. Take it down to the 7 Grenadines, you know.
Still a cat.
Okay,
Still a cat.
Feel like
Yes,
you're
yeah.
catching.
I remember when
One
I first
captain
met
out
him.
to be a captain. Catching.
The first time I met him was actually on the wharf. Uncle X introduced me to him. Yeah, I remember that.
So guys, it was nice chatting with you all, and brother, I continue to do your work.
Thank you, man.
Continue to highlight.
Yeah.
But we need to highlight more the issues. We need to stop talk and action.
And
I'm an action Jackson. Let's do it.
we were supposed to meet a long time ago, remember that? But we just couldn't find the time. And after we spoke in the week, I said, how about we do a fireside chat? You know, like, we put things out there. It's never a problem, you know. We're supposed to pass by Zico and do a fireside chat as well too. And these are things that, you know, we say we wanted to be able to promote our different businesses on Ireland. You know, give persons the avenue to speak about their business and promote it to the wider world. I'll tell you this, a couple of weeks ago, somebody from Norway reached out to me. He said he's writing a book about the entry guidance too. And the conversation with this gentleman, the guy knows about guidance too, Barracuda, all the boats that basically came from Norway.
Right.
Says his mom.
Most of the passengers would actually come from Norway.
First time I talking to this guy, and we had almost an hour conversation on the phone talking about boats. You know, so it's big, but it's small at the same time.
Yeah, the mall is an fingertip. So anything you want to search, you can get it.
Persons who want to visit Canada, it's not hard to find.
But we need to promote Canada more.
We're on the map.
We need to do more
tomorrow,
things. We need to, you know.
Tomorrow we at Tito's Marine Center.
That's the opening tomorrow.
That's the opening tomorrow for what's her name? Rania. So we'll be there tomorrow.
We're there with the local people.
That is down the market where they have the containers.
Okay.
Yeah, she has one of the
units there.
One of the rooms there.
So what is she marketing?
So basically, she is a marine center, she says. So she have stuff for the marine life and a lot of other souvenirs.
Okay.
Right, so you can tune in the Canada Islands tomorrow from about 11 o'clock.
11 a.m.?
Yes, in the AM time, and you'll see exactly because we'll be there streaming.
Cool.
Right? So, until.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you all for coming in.
All righty.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks.
Zico, we come in just now, eh? Don't lock up. We come in just now.
See you soon, yeah.
Woman, you better yet tell a lie yet. I love your energy and your style. Oh, no, no. You sweet like a chorus, you wanna rise. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, come now, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break away, yeah. I'm in a party mood. Hey, I keep wine on a bumper too, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break away, yeah. I'm in a party mood. Come let me take a jump till the morning. Out on the road, just look how we drinks and girl get done.
Alright, fellas, it's go time. You need to get the job done right now.